Today is from Bangladesh. In 1947, Hindus faced their first round of persecution. In 1971, the second, and then many incidents in between in both these Muslim-majority countries where Hindus have faced violence and persecution. And now, after the ousting of Hasina government, Hindus continue to face the wrath of Islamists ruling the streets of Dhaka. Bringing you more on that story after the headlines, I am Pragya Bakshi Sharma. This is 6 p.m. on Across the Republic.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Padho, kuch bano.
मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे और चैम्बर में कहा कि कुछ भी मेरे से गलती हुई है तो मैं सदन में माफी मांगूंगा। अरे आपको नहीं पता भाई?
BJP MP Ghanshyam Tiwari's Shiva reference irks Congress. Kharge demands apology. Rajya Sabha Chair Dhankar schools them, says the matter has been resolved.
And some people taking note of happenings in the neighboring country are engaging in inflammatory, condemnable narrative.
Jagdeep Dhankar, Jaya Bachchan's angry Rajya Sabha face-off. Jaya flags Dhankar's unacceptable tone. Vice President says enough of it.
Now there's an utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Nobody is running away from reality. They'll be definitely. But right now the central issue पर आप जरा थोड़ा नजर दीजिए.
Outraged over Gaza war, India silent over persecution of Bangladeshi Hindus. TMC says it's not a central issue.
नेता प्रतिपक्ष और कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष ने ट्वीट जब किया या उनको बधाई जब दी तो हिंदुओं की वहां पर सुरक्षा की कोई बातचीत नहीं की, ना ही उसका उल्लेख किया, ना ही अल्पसंख्यकों की सुरक्षा की बात की.
BJP ups the ante against Congress in Lok Sabha. Anurag Thakur says Congress vocal about Gaza but silent on Hindus being targeted in Bangladesh. Hearing on Vinesh Phogat's disqualification to begin shortly. Top luminary Harish Salve to represent her case. Final decision to be made when Olympics ends.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Padho, kuch bano.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ruckus in Rajya Sabha was at its peak today. It started after Congress MP Jairam Ramesh raked up BJP MP Ghanshyam Tiwari's statement of 30th July on Kharge, where he had said that the name Mallikarjun represents Shiva. The BJP MP on 30th July had also gone on to say that Kharge's entry into politics is a result of nepotism and dynasty. Jairam Ramesh demanded an apology from the BJP MP Ghanshyam Tiwari, after which the chair said that the matter has been sorted between the duo. Let's listen in.
यहाँ तक जो पहुँचने का उनके आशीर्वाद से ही हुआ है. At the age of 95.
This was emotional Kharge on 31st of July. Watch as Congress President broke down as he raised objection to Ghanshyam Tiwari's remarks about him linked to Parivarwad.
Find something objectionable, he may indicate, please.
No, sir. That I have not seen because you told.
I've seen, sir.
You told that I will go through the records. If anything is there, I will come back.
Yes.
And inform the. I told that even Ghanshyamji, it is better the same thing what you have explained me in chamber, the same thing you say in the house.
I will do that.
So,
I will do
so that.
The opposition once again raked up Ghanshyam Tiwari's remarks. As opposition demanded BJP MP Ghanshyam Tiwari's remarks be expunged, fierce face-off ensued between Dhankar and Mallikarjun Kharge. What followed next was face-off between Dhankar and Jaya Bachchan as the latter questioned the Rajya Sabha chairman's tone. Bachchan was flanked by several other women MPs including Sonia Gandhi.
I objected to the tone used by the chair. We are not school children. We are all, and some of us are senior citizens. I was upset with the tone, and especially when LOP stood up to speak, he had switched off the mic. How can you do this? ये तो परंपरा के खिलाफ है. You have to allow the leader. Who is going to protect us? The leader of opposition. We are all together in opposition. If you are not going to allow him to speak, if he is not going to be heard in the house, then what are we doing? And on top of that, I mean, every time using words which are unparliamentary, which I don't want to say in front of all of you. You are a nuisance, बुद्धिहीन, ये सब शब्द जो है ट्रेजरी बेंच वाले भी बोलते हैं. हाँ, he said you may be celebrity, I don't care. I'm not asking him to care. I'm saying I am a member of parliament. This is my fifth term. I know what I'm saying. Nobody has ever spoken the way it's being done nowadays in parliament.
From Ghanshyam Tiwari's remarks to Jaya Dhankar face-off, the opposition registered strong protest against the Rajya Sabha chairman.
घनश्याम तिवारी जी ने सदन के अंदर अमर्यादित भाषा और टोन दोनों उनकी थी. इसके बाद बैठकर अंदर बात हुई. वहां उन्होंने माना इस बात को कि मेरा कहने का ये आशय नहीं था, गलती है. हम लोग यही कह रहे थे कि जो अलग बैठकर बात हुई है वो सदन के अंदर होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ये घटना तो सदन की है ना, कहीं अलग तो हुई नहीं है. तो जो सदन की घटना है, सदन के बारे में डिस्कशन यहाँ होना चाहिए. इसी तर्क को आदरणीय जया जी, जो वरिष्ठतम सदस्य हैं हम लोगों की, वो कह रही थी. और जो कुछ उन्होंने कहा है, पूरा विपक्ष उसके साथ खड़ा हुआ है. हम सब साथ खड़े हुए.
बार बार ये कहा जाता है घनश्याम तिवारी जी ने खुले सदन में एलओपी का अपमान किया, और आज कहा गया कि घनश्याम तिवारी आए, चेयर के साथ मिले, बंद कमरे में उन्होंने मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी की खूब प्रशंसा की. तो जो घनश्याम तिवारी जी ने प्राइवेटली कहा, हमारी मांग थी कि संसद में खड़े होकर कहे. इतने धैर्य के साथ उन्होंने खड़गे जी का अपमान किया, उसी धैर्य के साथ वो कहें कि जो मैंने कहा वो गलत था. एलओपी को मौका नहीं देते हैं. एलओपी का अपमान हुआ है. एक संवैधानिक पद का गरिमा को नीचे गिराया गया है. इसके खिलाफ हम.
The opposition is now mulling motion against the Rajya Sabha chairman.
Now, this controversy started 11 days ago, and today, 11 days later, it has become a reason for the opposition to stage a walkout. Rajya Sabha chairman Jagdeep Dhankar went on a tirade against the opposition members, calling out the repeated disruptions in the House. In a scathing takedown of the indie lawmakers, Dhankar accused the opposition of trying to destabilize the country, adding that he wouldn't allow the House to fall into chaos as long as he was chairman. Watch this report.
No! Enough of it! Enough of it! No! Enough!
In an unsparing attack on the opposition, Rajya Sabha chairman Jagdeep Dhankar on Friday called out their bid to hold the parliament at their mercy. Dhankar accused the opposition members of undermining the constitution that swore to protect and trying to destabilize the country.
Sir, you walked out and you came. In the process, you hurt more than 1 billion people. In the process, you set aflame democratic traditions. by walking out, the insult to the chair. Did you see yourself how Derek O'Brien, floor leader of TMC, shouted at the chairman?
Dhankar added that he wouldn't allow chaos and disruptions to be the new normal in the Rajya Sabha as long as he's the chairman. In more scathing words at the opposition, he accused them of trying to have their own way at the cost of the constitution and showing scant respect towards democracy.
अध्यक्ष की गरिमा को धूमिल करना, शारीरिक रूप से चुनौतीपूर्ण वातावरण करना, ये अमर्यादित आचरण नहीं है। ये हर सीमा को लंघित करने वाला आचरण है।
Accusing them further of abdicating their responsibilities as lawmakers, Dhankar said that the country should always be the priority.
इस पवित्र सदन को अराजकता का केंद्र बनाना, भारतीय प्रजातंत्र के ऊपर कुठाराघात करना, अध्यक्ष की गरिमा को धूमिल करना, शारीरिक रूप से चुनौतीपूर्ण वातावरण करना, ये अमर्यादित आचरण नहीं है। ये हर सीमा को लंघित करने वाला आचरण है।
The BJP meanwhile came out strongly against the ruckus by the opposition.
विपक्ष ने व्यवहार किया जिसने आपको भी तकलीफ पहुंचाई और संवैधानिक दृष्टि से जो संसदीय मर्यादाएं हैं उनका उल्लंघन हुआ है, वह सच में निंदनीय है। इट इज कंडेमनेबल। प्रजातंत्र में सबको अपनी बात रखने का अधिकार है, लेकिन प्रजातंत्र एक व्यवस्था में चलता है और जब व्यवस्थाएं अपनी मर्यादाएं लांघ जाती हैं तो प्रजातंत्र पर बहुत बड़ा आघात होता है। मैंने कल भी कहा था और मैं आज भी कहता हूं कि लीडिंग ऑपोजिशन पार्टी इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस और जिनकी एक संख्या के रूप में टीएमसी भी यहां पर विराजमान है विपक्ष के रूप में, जिस तरीके से उनका व्यवहार चेयर के प्रति रहा है वह कंडेमनेबल है।
With the taskmaster Jagdeep Dhankar determined to enforce order in the House, it is time the opposition shuns its disruptive ways and honor their mandate as lawmakers.
Indian wrestling faces a pivotal moment as legal heavyweight Harish Salve steps in to represent the Indian Olympic Association in the controversial disqualification of star wrestler Vinesh Phogat from the Paris Olympics. Let's delve into the details.
Stripped of her gold chance, Vinesh Phogat's hope for silver is still alive. India's top legal expert, Harish Salve, is set to represent the Indian Olympic Association at the Court of Arbitration for Sports in Paris. This case centers on Vinesh Phogat's disqualification from the Paris Olympics due to a weigh-in slip. Just 100 grams over, her gold medal dreams were crushed before her bout. Determination to win a gold led to sleepless hours, Phogat cutting her hair and undergoing extreme fasting a night before the match. None of it helped. The IOA argues the 100-gram excess was negligible and due to bloating, giving no advantage to Phogat. United World Wrestling enforced its rule that weight limits are absolute on match day mornings. Heartbroken, Phogat announced her retirement, writing, "Maa Kushti won against me. I lost." Today's crucial hearing at CAS could change everything. If successful, Phogat's Olympic dreams could be revived. All eyes are on Harish Salve as he fights to overturn the disqualification and reignite Phogat's Olympic hopes.
As the nation rejoiced ace Indian javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra's remarkable effort to bag silver at the Paris Olympics despite carrying a niggle, Prime Minister Narendra Modi rang up the champion, congratulated him on his performance and inquired him about the injury. Watch this report.
As the entire country basked in the glory of ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra's stupendous effort to bag silver at the Paris Olympics, Prime Minister Modi called up the champion, hailing his efforts. In his congratulatory message to the champion athlete, Prime Minister Modi said the entire nation watched him with great anticipation of a medal. Neeraj rued missing out on a gold, saying that he was unable to push himself to the limits because of an injury. The gold medalist from the Tokyo Olympics said he was happy to survive the rigors of competition in a big final and win silver for the country.
बस सर वही है कि जो सबकी उम्मीद थी गोल्ड के लिए वो कहीं ना कहीं एफर्ट भी लगाया, लेकिन जैसा हमारी बात हुई थी कि छोटी वो इंजरी वगैरह की वजह से वो पुश जो करना चाहता हूँ वो नहीं कर पाया, उसका थोड़ा सा वो रहा। वही डिसीजन लेंगे सर टीम के साथ, लेकिन कंपटीशन जो था वो काफ़ी तगड़ा था और ऐसी सिचुएशन में भी थ्रो करना और मेडल लेके आना कंट्री के लिए उसकी खुशी है जी।
नहीं, आपने बहुत अच्छा किया है और आपने तो पिछली बार भी याद है आपने अपने प्रतिस्पर्धी के खेल की तारीफ की थी
जी,
और आपने तब भी मुझे कहा था कि उसका मुकाबला बड़ा तस्वीर में तगड़ा होता है।
हाँ जी,
और इंजरी के बावजूद भी आप ये मैनेज करते हैं, मैं समझता हूँ हमारी युवा पीढ़ी को भी बड़ा आश्चर्य होता है।
Meanwhile, Neeraj's parents also hailed his remarkable efforts to ensure a medal for the country in the big Olympic final.
कैसा लग रहा है, आप आगे और क्या देखना चाहते हैं, आप बेटे को क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
बेटे को बहुत खुशी दे दी और बेटे ने क्या बोला इस तक फालतू खुशी छोड़ दिए नहीं।
चाची आपको कैसा लग रहा है?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है जी, हम बहुत खुश हैं आज। वैसे हमें गोल्ड की उम्मीद थी, सिल्वर आया, बहुत बड़ी बात है जी। ये भी गोल्ड वर्गा है, मेडल ही हुआ जी। करन लग रहे मैं बेचारे सिल्वर मेडल कुछ भी नहीं आया उनके पास, गोल्ड किस आया। वह भी देखो बेचारे इतने दोनों मेहनत कर रहे थे।
अभी जब वो लौटेंगे तब आप कैसे वेलकम करेंगे उनका, क्या प्लान है?
अच्छे से करेंगे जी, सारा परिवार और सारा गांव देश बटड़ा हो ना, और अच्छी तरह करेंगे जी।
The champion may not have done an encore for the Tokyo Olympics, but the nation stands to Neeraj for putting his body on the line to bring glory to the country.
AAP leader Manish Sisodia, who has been in jail for over 17 months in connection with the Delhi excise policy case, was granted bail by the Supreme Court earlier today. This comes as a major boost for the Aam Aadmi Party, and AAP leaders are jubilant over the decision. Meanwhile, the BJP has stated that bail does not mean acquittal. A big political face-off is expected to kick off over the issue. Take a look at this report.
After spending over 17 months in jail for alleged irregularities in Liquorgate, former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been granted bail by the Supreme Court and is set to walk free from Tihar jail. During the hearing, the CBI and ED had sought to impose bail conditions similar to those imposed on Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, but the court refused the plea. The bench observed that keeping Sisodia in jail without a trial was a violation of his fundamental rights. The bench further said there was no possibility of evidence tampering since all documents were with probing agencies. The Supreme Court bench also made a scathing charge, observing that High Court and Trial Court were playing it safe in terms of bail. Justice Gavai stated that it was high time that the courts realize that bail is a rule and jail is an exception. However, the Supreme Court has also imposed certain conditions on Sisodia's bail. The top court has directed Sisodia to submit his passport and furnish a 10 lakh bail bond along with depositing 2 sureties, and directed the AAP leader, who is now out on bail, to not influence witnesses in connection to the Liquorgate probe. The Aam Aadmi Party is in celebratory mode.
ये सत्य की जीत हुई है और मैंने जैसा पहले से कहा कि इस मामले में कोई भी तथ्य, कोई भी सत्यता नहीं थी। जबरदस्ती हमारे नेताओं को पकड़ पकड़ के जेल में रखा गया। मनीष सिसोदिया जी को 17 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया। क्या भारत के प्रधानमंत्री उनके जीवन के इन 17 महीनों का हिसाब देंगे? क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनके इन जीवन के 17 महीनों का हिसाब देगी?
The AAP is calling it a victory of the truth.
मनीष सिसोदिया जी 17 महीने जेल में रहने के बाद आज उनकी जमानत हुई है। ये सत्य की विजय है। ये दिखाता है कि भगवान के घर में देर है लेकिन अंधेर नहीं है। मनीष सिसोदिया जी को एक झूठे मुकदमे में फंसाया गया।
The BJP meanwhile has hit back sharply, reminding the AAP that bail doesn't mean acquittal.
इस बेल का अर्थ क्या है? मैं जानती हूं कि आज आम आदमी पार्टी के ऑफिस में हर्षोल्लास का माहौल है, स्वाभाविक सी बात है, लेकिन आपके माध्यम से जो वो बार बार जनता को भ्रमित करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, उस भ्रम को जरा मैं दूर कर दूं। इसका अर्थ ये नहीं है कि सिसोदिया जी अपराध मुक्त हैं, वो अभी भी अभियुक्त हैं और उनकी जवाबदेही कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में बनेगी दिल्ली की जनता के साथ विश्वासघात करने की।
Will Arvind Kejriwal walk out next? The Aam Aadmi Party is jubilant. The big question is, will Arvind Kejriwal walk out next?
Prime Minister raises alarms over safety of Hindus in Bangladesh. Radio silence from Congress over Hindu pogrom. Tears for Gaza, contempt for Dhaka. Tonight's edition of This is exclusive at 7 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi and National Law School Bengaluru.
Delayed, certainly. You know, I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, you know, with, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water, food, air. Station is a very well supplied place these days. They're kind of stuck because their ride isn't fully approved for return.
Liftoff of Starliner at Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
Now approximately 90 meters away from the International Space Station. And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of Starliner.
Ignition and liftoff of Starliner at Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of the star.
Delayed, certainly. I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, with, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water, food, air. Station is a very well supplied place these days. They're kind of stuck because their ride isn't fully approved for return. Whatever happens with the Starliner, they need to find out what the problem was and fix it, and give everybody confidence that they are still in the aerospace business in a major way.
Approximately 90 meters away from the International Space Station.
हम इसको प्रेशर नहीं कह सकते, सभी का बड़ा दिन होता है। वो दिन आज अरशद के लिए लकी था, अरशद गोल्ड जीत पाए। वहाँ 12 देश फाइट कर रहे थे, 12 देशों में एक पाकिस्तान जीता, उनका दिन बढ़िया था जो जीते हैं।
पहले एथलीट है नीरज जो 2 मेडल जीते लगातार बैक टू बैक, किस तरह से देख रहे हैं? इस ओलंपिक में पहला सिल्वर मेडल है।
ये बिल्कुल, दूसरे ओलंपिक में भी हम मेडल जीत पाए हैं जेवलिन में, ये हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी की बात है। लगातार हम लोग मतलब दूसरे देशों को फाइट दे रहे हैं, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है।
प्रेशर में दिख रहे थे, फाउल भी हुए, लेकिन इस बार कंपटीशन काफी हार्ड लगा।
जी बिल्कुल, सभी एथलीट वहाँ पूरी तैयारी के साथ गए थे, और प्रेशर का तो मेरे को लगता है जो ग्रोइंग इंजरी थी वो उसके ऊपर थोड़ी बहुत आ भी रही है।
सिल्वर भी गोल्ड पर का है जी, कि लोग उसका आ गया, वो भी लच्चा, वो भी मेहनत करके जा रहा था।
कहीं लगता है आपको इस बार दबाव था नीरज के ऊपर, जो आप मतलब इसमें गोल्ड से चूक गए?
नहीं जी, कोई दबाव नहीं था, अपनी मर्जी खेल रहे थे बच्चे।
तो कितना खुश, सिल्वर मेडल आया है?
बड़े खुश हैं जी, हम बड़े खुश हैं जमा।
इतिहास में पहली बार आया कि किसी ने ओलंपिक में लगातार 2 मेडल जीते हैं एक ही खिलाड़ी, तो क्या कहते हैं?
हम तो बहुत खुश हैं, उन्हें जीत लिया वो भी हमारे जाकर था, उन्हें जीत लिया वो भी हमारे जाकर था, हम तो बहुत खुश हैं। बच्चे मेहनत करते जा रहे थे, सभी के बच्चे ऐसे जैसे मारे।
आज हम कहेंगे आज नीरज का दिन नहीं था
वह तो जी हम पहले ही बोल रहे थे, लेकिन खिलाड़ी का दिन होता है बच्चे का। पहली बार उसने थरोक्सी कर दी थी और रह गया था, आज उसने कर दी तो बच्चे का दिन होता है जी।
बड़े भावुक हो रहे हैं, कारण क्या है?
चलो ये तो बच्चे की नहीं, चलो वो भी मेहनत कर रहा था, और भी सारे मेहनत करके उन्हें देखो बेचारे में क्या ओलंपिक में एक भी नहीं मेडल ले पा रहे, उनका भी बड़ा दुख है, मेहनत करके मैं भी जा रहे।
सिल्वर मेडल है
नहीं जी, हम तो बहुत खुश है, हमने तो सिल्वर भी गोल्ड वर्ग लग रहा है, गोल्ड उसका आ गया वो भी मारे लड़का जी, मेहनत करके सब जा रहे।
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those 3 dates, and those networks,
Gandhi and Asaduddin Owaisi have formed a partnership and decided to become the advocates of the biggest Muslim landowners and the richest land controllers in India. And the building political controversy is over the Waqf Amendment Act 2024, which has been brought in by the Narendra Modi government in Parliament. Attempts have been made already by the Congress and the Owaisi party, the MIM and the Samajwadi party to call this bill anti-Muslim. Very rich and very influential Muslims have, through some 30 Waqf boards across India, taken over 9 lakh acres of land and property across the country. What the Modi government has done is to ensure that there is at least some accountability. Rahul Gandhi and Owaisi say no, because their allegiance is to the richest Muslims. So if anyone wants to do a Shaheen Bagh on this, send them this video and let them realize what the real facts are.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Padho, kuch bano.
Hearing on Vinesh Phogat's disqualification underway. Legal luminary Harish Salve representing the IOA.
बहुत बधाई आपको।
धन्यवाद सर।
अपने देश का नाम फिर एक बार रोशन कर दिया।
Prime Minister dies. Neeraj Chopra congratulates him for the silver win. Inquires about his injury.
Now there's an utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Nobody is running away from reality. They'll be definitely, but right now the central issue पर आप जरा थोड़ा नजर दीजिए.
Outraged over Gaza war, India is silent over the persecution of Bangladeshi Hindus. TMC says it is not a central issue.
Some people taking note of happenings in the neighboring country are engaging in inflammatory, condemnable narrative.
On the floor of the House, Dhankar calls out the anarchists, says the opposition have turned their back to the Constitution. Schooled by the Rajya Sabha chairperson, opposition decides to bring a no-confidence motion against Dhankar. After being jailed for 17 months, Supreme Court grants bail to Manish Sisodia in connection with the liquor gate.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Padho, kuch bano.
Now viewers, we start with a fresh controversy that has now erupted over the temple or the mosque in Bijamandal located in Vidisha. Now in the ASI document, Bijamandal has been termed as a mosque, but many statues recovered from there are kept in the ASI museum itself. Now the history of this monument is also written over there. According to the inscription engraved on a pillar of the mandap of this temple, it is identified as the Charshika Devi. Take a look at this exclusive report filed by my colleague Satya Vijay from Madhya Pradesh's Vidisha.
विदिशा कलेक्टर का पत्र जो है सबके सामने आने के बाद, जिसमें कि उन्होंने इस जगह को जहां पर हम मौजूद हैं, बीजामंडल मस्जिद टाइटल से लिखित जो एक उन्होंने एसपी को आदेशित किया, उसके बाद से विवाद की स्थिति कह सकते हैं या कह सकते हैं कि चर्चा काफ़ी तेज हो गई है, क्योंकि ये जो जगह है बीजामंडल, जिसे कि हिंदू पक्ष विजय सूर्य मंदिर कहता है, यहाँ पर नागपंचमी के दिन विशेष पूजा होती है और आज इस ताले को जो कि आप देख रहे हैं खुलवाकर पूजा की मांग की गई है। और इसी के लिहाज से लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति ना बिगड़े, देखिए यहाँ पर तमाम जो पुलिस के जवान हैं, पुलिस के अफसर हैं, यहाँ पर तैनात कर दिए गए हैं। ये सभी लोग आप देख रहे हैं, ये इसीलिए है कि किसी भी तरह से यहाँ पर स्थिति पैनिक ना हो। अगर आप दूर के लॉन्ग शॉट देखेंगे तो ये चूंकि पूरा जो स्मारक है दूर दूर तक देखिए पुलिस फोर्स यहाँ पर तैनात की है कि बल्क में या भीड़ में लोग यहाँ पर ना आए। पूजा जो परंपरा चली आ रही है पहले की तरह, उसी तरह पूजा करने से किसी को मनाही नहीं है। लेकिन फोर्स देखिए कहाँ तक है, पूरा जो कैंपस है इसमें पुलिस डिप्लॉय की हुई है, जिससे कि शांति व्यवस्था भंग ना हो। अब चूंकि नागपंचमी का दिन और यहाँ पर पूजा की मांग की गई है, मांग ये है कि ताला खुलवाकर पूजा की जाए। इसकी अनुमति हालांकि प्रशासन की तरफ से नहीं दी गई है, क्योंकि प्रशासन का ये कहना है कि ये जो जगह है बीजामंडल, जैसे कि हिंदू पक्ष विजय सूर्य मंदिर भी कहता है, ये एएसआई के संरक्षण में है। 1965 से एएसआई इसको संरक्षित कर रहा है और इसीलिए ताला नहीं खुलवाया जा सकता। इसी बात को लेकर अब ये विवाद है। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि अब चूंकि ये मुद्दा काफी तेजी से चर्चाओं में आया, ज्ञानवापी भोजशाला के बाद ये जो बीजामंडल है ये भी एक बड़ा मुद्दा बन सकता है, क्योंकि हिंदू पक्ष ये कह रहा है कि वो दोबारा सर्वे की भी मांग करेंगे और इस जगह को वो हिंदू पक्ष की मांग है कि पूरी तरह से विजय सूर्य मंदिर कहा जाए, जो टाइटल में मस्जिद शब्द है उसे हटाया जाए। इसकी मांग भी स्थानीय विधायक कर रहे हैं, स्थानीय हिंदू समाज के लोग कर रहे हैं, हिंदू वर्ग से आने वाले जितने भी तमाम जिन लोगों की इस जगह पर श्रद्धा है, जिनका कि ये तर्क है कि सदियों पहले से यहाँ पर पूजा होती आई है, इसलिए उनके अधिकार हैं, उनको यहाँ पर पूजा का अधिकार दिया जाए। इसको लेकर अब बहस तेज होगी। लेकिन बड़ा सवाल यही है कि फिलहाल आज चूंकि यहाँ पर नागपंचमी का दिन है, यहाँ पर विशेष पूजा होती है, इसीलिए पुलिस फोर्स भी ज़्यादा यहाँ पर डिप्लॉय किया गया है। कैमरामैन संजय अंकल के साथ सत्यवेद सिंह, रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क, विदिशा।
And in fact, there's a reaction coming in from BJP on this matter. Let's take a listen in.
शामिल हुए हैं, मैं उससे बात भी करूंगा। मुकेश जी, ये विशेष पूजा हो रही है आज, विशेष आरती हो रही है अभी सर, लेकिन ये कह रहा हूँ विशेष पूजा यहाँ पर हो रही है, ताला नहीं खुला है, हालांकि आपकी मांग है खुला है।
पूजन हमारी सनातन परंपरा अनुसार सबसे बड़ा त्योहार है। पहले हम पूजन करेंगे, उसके बाद इसको ताला क्यों नहीं खुला ये बात करेंगे और इसके बाद में इसको ताला खुलवाने के लिए कानूनी कार्रवाई करेंगे। जन भावनाओं के अनुरूप ये ताला खुल जाए, कोर्ट में जाएंगे, मंत्री के पास जाएंगे। मगर इतना बड़ा पर्व हम किसी भी प्रकार के आंदोलन का रूप लेकर हमारी धर्म प्रेमी बंधुओं की धार्मिक भावनाओं को आहत नहीं होने देंगे। पहले हमारी परंपरा है पूजा करने की, हम पूजा करेंगे, हमारे परिवार की परंपरा है पूजन करने की। हमारे परिवार की पूजन में विघ्न डालने की नहीं है। हम पूजन करेंगे, उसके बाद बात करेंगे, अभी पूजन होगी।
In some more news from across the country now, the hearing on Vinesh Phogat's disqualification before the ad hoc court of arbitration for sport had been delayed. The Indian Olympic Association has enlisted Harish Salve and Vidushpat Singhani to represent India in the case. Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia, who was arrested by the CBI in February last year in connection with the alleged Delhi liquor policy scam and subsequently re-arrested by the ED 12 days later, has been granted bail by the Supreme Court on Friday after spending almost 18 months in jail without a trial. Aam Aadmi Party, erupting in a celebratory mood, is now taking jibes at the BJP.
जितने भी सबूत ईडी में रखे हैं, जिनको वो सबूत कह रहे हैं, वो सब डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस है, अदालत की कस्टडी में है, उसकी टेम्परिंग का कोई सवाल नहीं उठता। लिहाजा सारी की सारी केंद्र सरकार के ऑब्जेक्शन को दरकिनार करते हुए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उनको जमानत दी है।
The Supreme Court has started hearing a case challenging the ban on wearing hijab, niqab, burqa, stoles and caps in private colleges in Mumbai. NG Acharya and DK Marathe College in Mumbai had imposed the ban and prompting 9 girls to appeal to the Bombay High Court, which rejected their plea. The college administration questioned as to why only 3 of the 441 Muslim girls faced the issues. The Supreme Court expressed displeasure over the girls making statements to the media and has placed an interim stay on the college's decision, allowing students to wear religious attire. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh has moved a privilege motion notice in the Rajya Sabha against Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Ramesh accuses Pradhan of misleading the House regarding the removal of the preamble from the NCERT textbooks. Now, a heated exchange in the Lok Sabha led to opposition MP staging a walkout. Now, this happened between a verbal sparring erupted between Jagdeep Dhankar, the chair, and also Jaya Bhadri, who's from the Samajwadi Party. Now, this followed BJP MP Ghanshyam Tiwari's remarks about the leader of opposition and SP MP Jaya Bachchan's comments on the tone of Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar's response. The chairperson reacted strongly, asserting he does not follow any script. In response, the opposition left the house and chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar compared their departure to the Quit India movement. Meanwhile, leader of the House JP Nadda condemned the opposition's behavior, moving a Ninda Prastav against it.
मैं कलाकार हूँ, बॉडी लैंग्वेज समझती हूँ, एक्सप्रेशन समझती हूँ। और सर मुझे माफ करिएगा, मगर आपका टोन जो है is not acceptable. We are colleagues, sir. You may be sitting on the chair. And I remember when I went to school.
Jayaji, take your seat. Jayaji, take your seat. Take your seat.
On the BJP MP's meeting with Prime Minister Modi regarding the Supreme Court's observation on the creamy layer for the ST-SC, Samajwadi Party MP Abhay Prasad took a jibe at the Prime Minister. He questioned whether the Prime Minister had fulfilled his promises of creating 2 crore jobs annually and addressing inflation, while expressing hope for better outcomes. The police have initiated the paperwork for DNA sampling in the Ayodhya gang rape case. After securing court's permission, they will conduct DNA tests on the accused Mohit Khan and Raju Khan. A sample from the victim admitted for a treatment at KGMU has also been preserved. The investigating officer stated that the DNA test process will begin post-court approval. A tragic hit-and-run incident has emerged from Palghar district in Maharashtra. A speeding Scorpio car struck bike rider Sagar Gajanan Patil, who later succumbed to his injuries. The incident occurred at 1 a.m. last night. Following the accident, the driver fled the scene, abandoning the vehicle nearby. Police have since recovered the car, arrested the accused, who has undergone a medical checkup confirming no alcohol consumption. Investigations continue as police review CCTV footage and delve deeper into the case. And now we put the spotlight on the yen and Indian rupee to in fact gauge how the recent fluctuations are likely to fare in the days to come and the impact on the economies. Priyanka Das from Republic Business gives us a deep dive.
Meanwhile, on the currency front, let's see how the yen, which has lost more than 20% against the US dollar since 2022, is faring despite multiple interventions being taken by the Bank of Japan. The yen's downtrend has reversed in recent days, following the BOJ's July 31st decision to raise interest rates ahead of an expected loosening of the US monetary policy. The hawkish move by Japan's central bank, along with investors' concerns about US growth, had jolted global stock and bond markets as investors often choose to borrow cheaply in yen to invest in higher-yielding assets. The Japanese stocks, in fact, had collapsed on the 5th of August in a single-day rout since 1987, Black Monday. The sell-off, driven by mainly the unwinding of investments funded by a cheap yen and global economic concerns. And why do the yen's fluctuations matter? Well, because the currency has long served as a cheap source of investment for global investors across sectors. But the recent change in policies, however, have diminished the benefits of a weak yen. On the brighter note, the Japanese stocks recouped most of the losses from Monday, and the yen ended in the green on Friday. On the domestic front, the rupee, which is the least volatile of the emerging market currencies, had fallen to a new all-time low of rupees 83.98 per dollar on Thursday and is down 0.7% this quarter. It came under pressure as foreigners pulled out more than $1 billion from local stocks this month amid the worsening global sentiment. The RBI is expected to step up interventions if the Indian rupee touches the 84 level, which is often considered as the psychological threshold level. So do watch out for the global market reactions as we witness a fairly topsy-turvy market.
raises alarms over safety of Hindus in Bangladesh. Radio silence from Congress over Hindu pogrom. Tears for Gaza, contempt for Dhaka. Tonight's edition of This is Exclusive at 7 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th, and we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those three dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates.
Well, I'm glad that he's finally agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm looking forward to it and hope he shows up. I am happy to have that conversation about an additional debate for after September 10th, for sure.
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th, and we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those three dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates.
Well, I'm glad that he's finally agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm looking forward to it and hope he shows up.
Back viewers, now Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia, who has been in jail for over 17 months in connection with the Delhi liquor gate case, was granted bail by the Supreme Court earlier today. This comes as a major boost to the Aam Aadmi Party, and Aam Aadmi Party leaders are, of course, jubilant over this decision. Now, meanwhile, the BJP has said that the bail does not mean acquittal. Now, a big political face-off is expected to kick off over this issue. Take a look at this report to know the details.
After spending over 17 months in jail for alleged irregularities in Liquorgate, former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been granted bail by the Supreme Court and is set to walk free from Tihar jail. During the hearing, the CBI and ED had sought to impose bail conditions similar to those imposed on Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, but the court refused the plea. The bench observed that keeping Sisodia in jail without a trial was a violation of his fundamental rights. The bench further said there was no possibility of evidence tampering since all documents were with probing agencies. The Supreme Court bench also made a scathing charge, observing that High Court and Trial Court were playing it safe in terms of bail. Justice Gavai stated that it was high time that the courts realize that bail is a rule and jail is an exception. However, the Supreme Court has also imposed certain conditions on Sisodia's bail. The top court has directed Sisodia to submit his passport and furnish a 10 lakh bail bond along with depositing 2 sureties, and directed the AAP leader, who is now out on bail, to not influence witnesses in connection to the Liquorgate probe. The Aam Aadmi Party is in celebratory mode.
ये सत्य की जीत हुई है और मैंने जैसा पहले से कहा कि इस मामले में कोई भी तथ्य, कोई भी सत्यता नहीं थी। जबरदस्ती हमारे नेताओं को पकड़ पकड़ के जेल में रखा गया। मनीष सिसोदिया जी को 17 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया। क्या भारत के प्रधानमंत्री उनके जीवन के इन 17 महीनों का हिसाब देंगे? क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनके इन जीवन के 17 महीनों का हिसाब देगी?
The AAP is calling it a victory of the truth.
मनीष सिसोदिया जी 17 महीने जेल में रहने के बाद आज उनकी जमानत हुई है। ये सत्य की विजय है। ये दिखाता है कि भगवान के घर में देर है लेकिन अंधेर नहीं है। मनीष सिसोदिया जी को एक झूठे मुकदमे में फंसाया गया।
The BJP meanwhile has hit back sharply, reminding the AAP that bail doesn't mean acquittal.
इस बेल का अर्थ क्या है? मैं जानती हूं कि आज आम आदमी पार्टी के ऑफिस में हर्षोल्लास का माहौल है, स्वाभाविक सी बात है, लेकिन आपके माध्यम से जो वो बार बार जनता को भ्रमित करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, उस भ्रम को जरा मैं दूर कर दूं। इसका अर्थ ये नहीं है कि सिसोदिया जी अपराध मुक्त हैं, वो अभी भी अभियुक्त हैं और उनकी जवाबदेही कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में बनेगी दिल्ली की जनता के साथ विश्वासघात करने की।
Will Arvind Kejriwal walk out next? The Aam Aadmi Party is jubilant. The big question is, will Arvind Kejriwal walk out next?
Viewers, the Indian men's hockey team under the leadership of Harmanpreet Singh yesterday scripted history by winning the bronze medal in the Paris Olympics. This is of course the second consecutive bronze medal for India in Olympics in hockey and 13th overall. And now let's take a listen into the interaction that my colleague Ashwin had with the PRC Jayesh's family in Kochi.
Suesha, let the name resound one more time. PR Srijesh, the full name. Para to Ravindran Srijesh, who has scripted history from a hamlet in Kirakkambalam in Kerala, where there's hardly just one international turf for hockey. A champion has been born, and today I'm joined by the family of this champion. I'm standing at the very house. You can just see the medals that this man has won for the country. Around 329 international games he has played in his lifetime, and he has scripted history. He has become a champion while he sat on the goal post, and the entire team, including the captain, carrying him on the shoulder. It was a moment for this family, and you can see the family members are also here joining. His father Ravindran, his mother Usha, and his wife, spouse Anisha, and sister-in-law Danya. They've all been waiting here to share the joy, and lots of people are coming over here. So today, let's hear from the family itself. What do they feel about it? Because history has been scripted. India has won its 13th medal in the Olympics, and first let me get to Anisha first. So, making this achievement, the second medal, how do you feel? What is the emotion that went through when you saw this moment?
Actually, it was a speechless moment, and achieving gold, bronze medal in the retirement match.
Moving out of the jail, he is right now released from jail after 17 months. There you have how his supporters, his family members have gathered up. You can see Sanjay Singh and of course sloganeering, chanting the names there. Manish Sisodia might just speak. Atishi, Sanjay Singh is surrounded there, and there is a lot of security, of course, barricading. I guess he's saying that he will give a statement later on. Zindabad, the slogans. There you have Manish Sisodia waving at all his supporters there, just like we saw when we saw Arvind Kejriwal. We also saw Sanjay Singh when he was released from jail. A similar welcome was given to all the leaders, and now you have
आप सबको नमस्कार। आजाद मनीष सिसोदिया का आप सबको आजाद मनीष सिसोदिया का नमस्कार। आप सबने 17 महीने मैंने कष्ट उठाया, आप सबने कष्ट उठाया है। मुझे पता है कि पूरे देश में मुझसे प्यार करने वाले इतने सारे लोग थे, पिछले 17 महीने में कई गुना बढ़ गए और मैं जेल में नहीं आया। आप सब भावनात्मक रूप से एक एक पल, दिल्ली का एक एक आदमी, देश का एक एक आदमी और खासतौर से दिल्ली के स्कूलों का एक एक बच्चा, देश के स्कूलों का एक एक बच्चा दिल से मेरे साथ रहा है। 17 महीने में इसके बारे में सोचता हूँ। मैं आज बात करता हूँ। उन्होंने संविधान की ताकत का इस्तेमाल करते हुए तानाशाही के मुंह पर एक तमाचा मारा है। आज मेरा रोम रोम, जब से यह ऑर्डर आया है सुबह से, मेरा रोम रोम बाबा साहब के प्रति ऋणी हो रहा है। एक एक पल मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूं कि आज इतने दिनों बाद, इतने वर्षों बाद बाबा साहब के प्रति कर्ज को हम कैसे उतारेंगे। उस वक्त उन्होंने तय कर लिया था कि आने वाले समय में अगर कोई तानाशाही सरकार आके निर्दोष लोगों को जेल में डालेगी तो संविधान इसको बचाएगा। आज मैं बाहर आया हूं तो आपके प्यार की बदौलत, आपके प्यार के साथ साथ भगवान के आशीर्वाद की बदौलत, सच्चाई की ताकत की बदौलत, और सबसे बड़ी चीज जो बाबा साहब ने जो सपना देखा था कि कोई तानाशाही सरकार आएगी तो तानाशाही भरे कानून बना बना के जब नेताओं को, विपक्ष के लोगों को जेल में डालेगी तो इस देश का वो संविधान जो बाबा साहब ने बनाया था, एक आम आदमी की
delayed, certainly. You know, I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, you know, with, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water, food, air. Station is a very well supplied place these days. They're kind of stuck because their ride isn't fully approved for return.
Liftoff of Starliner at Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
Now approximately 90 meters away from the International Space Station. And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of Starliner.
Ignition and liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of the star.
Delayed, certainly. You know, I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, you know, with, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water, food, air. Station is a very well supplied place these days. They're kind of stuck because their ride isn't fully approved for return. Whatever happens with the Starliner, they need to find out what the problem was and fix it, and give everybody confidence that they are still in the aerospace business in a major way.
Approximately 90 meters away from the International Space Station.
इस बिल में
Blending the human side of mobile tech with reliable journalism at Asia's largest news headquarters. HMD Smartphones and Republic, partnering to prioritize innovation.
Hello and welcome. You're watching This is Exclusive with me, Shabinson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I come to you with 2 stories, starting with what's really happening in Bangladesh. That's been the focus of the last few days. But ladies and gentlemen, there is another story which seems to have been brushed under the carpet. That is the situation of the minorities. Something that the head of the interim government has also admitted, that yes, there have been attacks against the minorities. But the daggers have been drawn here in India, with political parties essentially saying that, look here, this is not a central issue, so why should we really talk about it? But you have the same political parties that would be putting out long posts as to what's really happening in Gaza. If your heart really pours out for what's happening in Gaza, so why is it that you will not say a word when it comes to the minorities in Bangladesh? Is that issue not worthy enough to be picked up by the opposition parties here in India? That's our focus number 1. Focus number 2, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on This is Exclusive, is about Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, who's heading the interim government in Bangladesh. That's only one side of the story. The other side of the story is that, was this actually really scripted? And does it really date back to 2007? Was this all being planned by Mohammed Yunus as well as the United States of America? And this is no conjecture, ladies and gentlemen, because tonight on This Is Exclusive, we're going to take you through some of the communication that Mohammed Yunus has actually had with the Consul General in Kolkata, that too back in the year 2007. That's another focus that we're going to put on This Is Exclusive. But first, let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking at this hour.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Pado, kuch bano.
Utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Nobody is running away from reality. They'll be definitely, but right now the central issue par ab zara thoda nazar dijiye.
Outrage over Gaza war, India silent over persecution of Bangladeshi Hindus. Trinamool Congress says it's not a central issue.
And some people taking note of happenings in the neighboring country are engaging in inflammatory, condemnable narrative.
On the floor of the House, Vice President Dhankar calls out anarchists, says the opposition have turned their back to constitution. Schooled by Rajya Sabha chairman, opposition decides to bring no confidence motion against Dhankar. After being jailed for 17 months, Supreme Court grants bail to Sisodia in connection to Liquorgate.
Presenting by Royal Global University. Northeast can't wait. Pado, kuch bano.
The daggers have been drawn between the BJP and the opposition parties in India. This is over what's really happening in Bangladesh. Over the last few days, we have been highlighting as to how exactly minorities are being persecuted in Bangladesh, a reality that many did not really want to acknowledge. So much so today, the United Nations has also condemned what's happening in Bangladesh. Not just that. You've also had the head of the interim government in Bangladesh admitting that yes, minorities are being persecuted. If that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, how exactly is the opposition parties here in India are saying that, look here, this is not a central issue, not an issue worth even talking about. Take a look at this report and then we go across to Kanchan Gupta, who's also a senior advisor to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, who breaks it down for all of us to understand why there is a myopic vision that the opposition parties have when it comes to Hindus in particular.
Atrocities against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh has become a major talking point in India. It all started when Prime Minister Modi specifically called for protection of Hindus and other minorities in his congratulatory message to Mohammed Yunus for taking in reign of the new interim government in Bangladesh. There have been widespread concerns about the pogrom of Hindus which has ensued in Bangladesh since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina on August 5th. Amidst this, senior advisor to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Kanchan Gupta fired salvos at the Congress for its radio silence on the plight of Hindus in Bangladesh. Gupta went on to attack the Congress for its amnesia on the attack on Hindus in Bangladesh, questioning them for their outrage over the Palestinian cause in Rafah and complete silence over what is happening in Dhaka. Gupta further went on to allege that Rahul Gandhi's silence on the matter shows the Congress's lack of empathy for Hindus both in the country and outside. Meanwhile, the opposition has been in a disarray to come up with a response to the plight of Bangladeshi Hindus. The Trinamool Congress has brushed aside the entire targeted violence against Hindus in Bangladesh by calling it quote-unquote not that important.
The fact of the matter is the lot was said and tweeted when there was a Gaza issue going on. But now there's an utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Nobody is running away from reality. They'll be definitely, but right now the central issue par ab zara thoda nazar dijiye.
Meanwhile, Congress's defense on being silent on the matter is that they do not wish to provoke the situation.
We are not silent. We are being responsible because we do not want to provoke a situation. Our primary concern is the minorities living in Bangladesh. We've always had excellent bilaterals and there was no need for concern for so many days. At this point, we are confident that the new president, Mr. Mohammad Yunus, will take control of the situation immediately.
Shiv Sena UBT faction, however, took a different approach, saying that there are two sides to the story of attack on Hindu minorities.
The minorities are being targeted, but then the reality is not coming into picture, because there are some people who are announcing from the mosque also to saying that the minorities are to be protected, the temples are that there are two sides of the coin.
Meanwhile, the BJP has been questioning the silence of top Congress leaders.
When the Gaza issue was happening, whether it was Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, they were tweeting furiously, long, furious, prompt tweets about the welfare of the people, the concern, the violence happening, all that the Congress party did. But now, when this is happening in your neighboring Bangladesh, and you always talk about Bangladesh and the connection of the Congress party, when Hindus are being, lynched and attacked in Bangladesh, why is this hypocritical, deafening radio silence from the Congress party?
The question remains, why outrage over Rafah but complete silence over Dhaka?
Let's also take a look at some of the statements that have been made on this entire issue. If you look at what the Prime Minister has said, the Prime Minister has urged the head of the interim government to protect Hindus as well as other minorities. Juxtapose that with what Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has had to say. Not a single word when it comes to protecting the minorities. Joining me on this broadcast is Mr. Kanchan Gupta, Senior Advisor to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Mr. Gupta, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. This is your debut appearance on This Is Exclusive, so thank you very much for coming on the show. Let me straight away begin by asking you, just before you joined, I did actually play out some of the reactions that my reporter got from the Parliament today. Starting with Trinamool Congress leader, when he was asked the question about Bangladeshi Hindus, he said that this is not a central issue right now. We should be talking about how the chair has been, behaving with the opposition leaders. That in itself gives you an understanding of what's really happening, how exactly the opposition parties are really reacting to what's happening in Bangladesh.
Thank you for having me on your show. I don't want to get into a political spat. That is not my remit. All I will say is that there were two official statements. One was by the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi, who said that, who extended his best wishes to the new chief advisor to the so-called interim government of Bangladesh, but it was conditional on his hope that peace and normalcy will return soon and the security and safety of Hindus and other minorities will be ensured. Now contrast this with the other official statement which was made by the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, in which he begins by congratulating Yunus Muhammad. Now the situation is not one which calls for congratulatory messages. It is a very grim situation. The run-up to the change of government in Dhaka, the subsequent violence, and then the formation of the so-called interim government. In this situation, to say to sort of congratulate Yunus Muhammad by itself shows a certain infirmity. Second, no mention is made about the plight of Hindus and other minorities namely the Christians and Buddhists in Bangladesh. So this stands out. This stands out because previously, when it came to responding to whatever was happening in Palestine or West Bank or Gaza, both brother and sister, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, they were very vocal. They were very loquacious in commenting on the situation there, expressing their support for the Palestinians. It was almost as if they were endorsing Hamas over there. Now, how do you explain it? I mean, after all, whatever may be the issue in Palestine, it's still a distance away. Right next door, you have Hindus and minorities who are being persecuted, and there is absolute deafening silence over it. This is what I had pointed out this morning. Thank you.
Mr. Gupta, I just also wanted to get a larger picture, an understanding of what's really happening over the last few days. Look at some comments that have also been made by senior Congress leaders, particularly about what could really happen in India. A senior leader like Salman Khurshid says there is a possibility of a rerun of what's happening in Bangladesh in India. Many would also argue that perhaps it is time for the political parties here in India also speak about their association with several organizations. Do you believe that it is time for them to come out in open and talk about their associations?
Look, I mean, no two situations are similar. Bangladesh is a small country with a of religion, of politics. So there the situation has unraveled in a certain manner. To predict that something similar could happen in India is absurd. I mean, apart from being an insult to the country, to its constitutional framework, to its rule of law, to its institutions, very structured institutions, functioning democracy at the center. It's given this structure, it is absurd to even suggest that something similar could happen in India. I mean, it just won't wash.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Gupta, for joining us on this broadcast and putting this into perspective, the larger picture that is emerging right now with particular leaders making comments which many would say almost tantamounts to breaking India. Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta, for joining us on this broadcast. Let's now also focus about who is this person who's heading the interim government. Many of you would know him as Nobel laureate Mohammad Yunus, someone who has worked extensively as far as microfinancing is concerned. But is that the only picture about Mohammad Yunus? Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we do a deep dive as to who exactly is Mohammad Yunus, what are his associations like. What you see behind me is a collection of interactions that he has had with the US officials. And this, ladies and gentlemen, comes in from the WikiLeaks. Let's take you back all the way to 2007 when Mohammad Yunus had come to Kolkata. And there was a visit that he had with the Consul General in Kolkata where there was an extensive discussion that actually took place about his political interest. Now let's take you through this. Now this is on February 12th of February when the conversation happened with the Consul General about whether at all Mohammad Yunus is interested in politics. And take a look at the response that came in from Mohammad Yunus. This is what the US Consul General had to say, that Yunus basically recognized the risk of basically entering politics because that could actually tarnish his image, but he was certainly not averse to the idea of joining politics. Let's take a look at what's the concern that he has had, because here he says he recognized the risk of entering politics, its potential to tarnish his exemplary image. He also professed that he was still considering his options. He indicated a strong intent to plunge into mainstream Bangladesh politics. That's what he said on 12th of February in 2007. Let's take a look at what else did he say. Yunus basically largely spoke about the spat between Khalida Zia and Sheikh Hasina, and he says that impasse that actually continued was detrimental for politics in Bangladesh. He responded that he understood the dangers of entering politics but felt that responsible people had to step into political field to make a real change in Bangladesh. So it's very clear that somewhere down the line he certainly wanted to enter the political fray. Of course, there is also an attempt that he has made in the past to form a political party. Let's move to the other. He's recognized the dangers of it. Now, that's on February 13, 2007, because that was a 2-day visit that he made to Kolkata. Let's take a look at the third one. Now, this is about when he spoke to the US Consul General in 2007. He says he's supportive of the imposition of the state of emergency, saying that it had averted a possible civil war. He did not believe that the military support was significant and added that the caretaker government's role was clearly defined under the constitution. Now, it does appear that there is a playbook in play. The very fact that many had suggested, some intelligence sources have been indicating that large part of what you see unfolding currently in Bangladesh was actually drafted in London itself. I'll tell you more about that. So let's move to the third graphic that we have right now. This is about what he believes in as a caretaker government's role, which is defined in Constitution. He certainly believes that's possible. Let's move to the other one right now with regards to his meeting with Hillary Clinton. Now, this, what you see, ladies and gentlemen, he's written a letter to Hillary Clinton on 17th of September 2009, where he's speaking about Prime Minister Hasina's speech on the floor of the Parliament, and he's saying that just ahead of Sheikh Hasina's visit to United States of America, and he largely wanted Hillary Clinton to basically mediate. He says, there is a report of the Prime Minister Hasina's speech on the floor of the Parliament. Highlighted section of the report refers to me. See if you can find a way to clear her mind of all the terrifying thoughts she has had about me. I invite you to be the peacemaker. Otherwise, it will become explosive for nothing. Prime Minister Hasina is coming to New York for General Assembly meeting and will have a meeting with the Secretary during her visit. So this is about the visit that Sheikh Hasina was having during the UNGA, and he wanted Hillary Clinton to basically come into the picture. Let's go to the last graphic that I'm bringing to you tonight. This is about, once again, an attempt that he makes about the licenses that were not being granted. Now, this is what he says. I talked to Yunus. She's making any progress very difficult. He was hoping there might be some way to assure that he has no intention of getting into politics in any way, that he can use him effectively to make a country a model in ways that Grameen can do it. And that too is about certain licenses that were not being granted to Grameen Bank. Remember, the bank that he has founded. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a clear indication of the situation back in 2007. Let's also get you a close understanding of what's really happening in Dhaka. I'm also joined in by Zaigum Azam, who's joining us from Dhaka. Zaigum Azam, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. Zaigum, let me first begin by asking you, in terms of the condition of minorities in Bangladesh, while it may not be a concern to many, it is a concern for India, particularly because we have spoken about the plight of minorities, something that the caretaker, head of the government, has admitted. What is the situation on the ground?
I think the situation is improving. It is true that there was some attacks on the minorities, but the situations are improving and improving fast. Today, the police are returning back to the police stations for the last 3 or 4 days. There was no police in the police station. Literally, the students were running the show all over. And so, because there was no police, certainly there were some attacks. But at the same time, you have to understand that I stay very close. I stay in Midpur. Here there is a temple, and that was guarded by the people of the madrasas for the whole night. So I know it from my locality, and a lot of people who are from madrasas are also guarding this temple, because for the students, it's a matter of their dignity, whether they can save these temples and all those things. So on the 6th, there was some attacks, but from 7th onwards, the attacks were much lesser. So whatever reports that's coming out, that's mostly have been done on the 6th. But on 7th and 8th, the things are getting much more normalcy, and today, as the police are coming back...
Mr. Azam, can I just take a quick question because I'm running out of time. So I want to take a quick question from you. A short while back, I played out the entire conversation that Mohammed Yunus has had with the US Consul General in Kolkata back in the year 2007. It appears that this was all pre-decided. This has been work in progress for several years, and that is the reason why when Sheikh Hasina's son says that one cannot rule out the possibility of interference from a third country, seems to be quite plausible.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, because the thing that is shown, I've also heard that, I've also seen that. But unless there is evidence of some other countries playing directly into this game, is debatable. So what I want to say is that Professor Yunus knew that these students are the heart of the nation,
right?
And he has got a grip over them for his personalities, all those things. So he could use them on his merit. That's one thing that I can say. I'm not saying that who is interfering in this whole matter.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Azam, for joining us from Dhaka and giving us a sense of what's really happening on the ground. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time with more stories.
This week on Get Me Right, who deposed Sheikh Hasina in Dhaka? Did the United States, Pakistan, China and the Islamic radicals come together? Or was it Sheikh Hasina's own doing? Also, 5 years after that momentous decision to abrogate Article 370, how is our Kashmir doing? Watch your favorite deep dive show, Get Me Right, this weekend with me, Abhishek Kapoor.
है आर्टिकल 25 से लेकर के 30 तक किसी रिलीजियस बॉडी का जो फ्रीडम है उसमें कोई हस्तक्षेप नहीं किया जा रहा है, ना ही संविधान का किसी भी अनुच्छेद का इसमें उल्लंघन किया गया है।
on the grounds that this House does not have the competence to make these amendments. This bill patently violates the principles.
Parliament disrupted, opposition walks out. Dhankar goes all guns blazing. Vice President lambasts inflammatory narratives. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Now there's an utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Nobody is running away from reality. They'll be definitely, but right now the central issue पर आप जरा थोड़ा नजर दीजिए.
Outrage over Gaza war, India silent over persecution of Bangladeshi Hindus. Trinamool Congress says it's not a central issue.
And some people taking note of happenings in the neighboring country are engaging in inflammatory, condemnable narrative.
On the floor of the House, Dhankar calls out anarchists, says the opposition have turned their back to constitution. Schooled by Rajya Sabha chairman, opposition decides to bring no confidence motion against Dhankar.
अगर कोई तानाशाही सरकार आके निर्दोष लोगों को जेल में डालेगी तो संविधान इसको बचाएगा.
After 17 months, Sisodia walks out of jail. He is likely to visit Chief Minister's house next. Hearing on Vinesh Phogat's disqualification underway. Legal luminary Harish Salve representing IOA.
बहुत बधाई आपको.
धन्यवाद सर.
आपने देश का नाम फिर एक बार रोशन कर दिया.
Prime Minister dials Neeraj Chopra, congratulates him for the silver win, inquires about his injury. We started this edition of Live and Breaking with the top story of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, there was an unprecedented face-off that we witnessed in the Rajya Sabha earlier today, with Vice President and also Rajya Sabha Chair Dhankar taking on the opposition party, schooling them as to how exactly they should be behaving when it comes to addressing the chair. That essentially resulted in a massive political face-off, with Samajwadi Party leader Jaya Bachchan saying that the chair should be apologizing to her, and you've had the opposition leaders rallying behind the Samajwadi parliamentarian.
In an unsparing attack on the opposition, Rajya Sabha chairman Jagdeep Dhankar on Friday called out their bid to hold the parliament at their mercy. Dhankar accused the opposition members of undermining the constitution that swore to protect and trying to destabilize the country.
Sir, you walked out and you came. In the process, you hurt more than 1 billion people. In the process, you set aflame democratic traditions. By walking out, the insult to the chair, did you see yourself how Derek O'Brien, floor leader of TMC, shouted at the chairman?
Dhankar added that he wouldn't allow chaos and disruptions to be the new normal in the Rajya Sabha as long as he's the chairman. In more scathing words at the opposition, he accused them of trying to have their own way at the cost of the constitution and showing scant respect towards democracy.
देश की गरिमा को धूमिल करना, शारीरिक रूप से चुनौतीपूर्ण वातावरण करना, ये अमर्यादित आचरण नहीं है, ये हर सीमा को लंघित करने वाला आचरण है।
Accusing them further of abdicating their responsibilities as lawmakers, Dhankar said that the country should always be the priority.
इस पवित्र सदन को अराजकता का केंद्र बनाना, भारतीय प्रजातंत्र के ऊपर कुठाराघात करना, देश की गरिमा को धूमिल करना, शारीरिक रूप से चुनौतीपूर्ण वातावरण करना, ये अमर्यादित आचरण नहीं है, ये हर सीमा को लंघित करने वाला आचरण है।
The BJP meanwhile came out strongly against the ruckus by the opposition.
विपक्ष ने व्यवहार किया जिसने आपको भी तकलीफ पहुंचाई और संवैधानिक दृष्टि से जो संसदीय मर्यादाएं हैं उनका उल्लंघन हुआ है, वह सच में निंदनीय है। इट इज़ कंडेमनेबल। प्रजातंत्र में सबको अपनी बात रखने का अधिकार है, लेकिन प्रजातंत्र एक व्यवस्था में चलता है और जब व्यवस्थाएं अपनी मर्यादाएं लांघ जाती हैं तो प्रजातंत्र पर बहुत बड़ा आघात होता है। मैंने कल भी कहा था और मैं आज भी कहता हूं कि लीडिंग ऑपोजिशन पार्टी इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस और जिनकी एक संख्या के रूप में टीएमसी भी यहाँ पर विराजमान है विपक्ष के रूप में, जिस तरीके से उनका व्यवहार चेयर के प्रति रहा है वह कंडेमनेबल है।
With the taskmaster Jagdeep Dhankar determined to enforce order in the House, it is time the opposition shuns its disruptive ways and honor their mandate as lawmakers.
A day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi brought up the issue of minorities in Bangladesh, urging the caretaker interim head to look into this entire matter, you've had the BJP lashing out at the Congress, questioning its silence, rather radio silence over the attacks on religious minorities. Take a look at this report.
As a caretaker government under Mohammad Yunus takes reins in Bangladesh, India voiced concerns over the continuing attacks on minority Hindus, their properties and places of worship. After Prime Minister Modi stressed the need to secure minorities in the face of atrocities in his congratulatory message to Yunus, the BJP has unleashed a fierce strike on the Congress. Accusing the Congress of appeasement, the BJP called out its hypocrisy over its public statements on the situation in Gaza and silence on the plight of minorities in Bangladesh. It said that the Congress, which often picks on reports in Western media to target the centre, did not utter a single word of protest over a New York Times article justifying the attacks on Bangladeshi Hindus.
When the Gaza issue was happening, whether it was Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, they were tweeting furiously, long, furious, prompt tweets about the welfare of the people, the concern, the violence happening, all that the Congress party did. But now, when this is happening in your neighboring Bangladesh, and you always talk about Bangladesh and the connection of the Congress party, when Hindus are being, lynched and attacked in Bangladesh, why is this hypocritical, deafening radio silence from the Congress party?
BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawala accused the Congress of putting its appeasement politics over principles.
Rahul Gandhi, the LOP, when he tweeted not a single utterance about Hindus. Do Hindu lives not matter? Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi have tweeted on numerous occasions on Muslims in Gaza. Eyes on Gaza, eyes on Rafah, but no eyes on the violence that's taking place on Hindus in Bangladesh. To this level you will go to whitewash the Islamist bigotry and hatred against Hindus, to be in denial about Hindus being subjected to such violence. This shows their mindset.
Meanwhile, making light of the mounting attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh, Trinamool MP Jawahar Sircar claimed it wasn't a key issue to comment on.
when there was a Gaza issue going on. But now there's an utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Nobody is running away from the reality. They'll be definitely, but right now the central issue पर आप जरा थोड़ा नजर दीजिए.
With the Congress claiming a Bangladesh rerun in India while observing radio silence on the plight of the minority Hindus in Bangladesh, the big question is vote bank more important than taking a moral stand?
Hindu cries for help from Bangladesh. Radio silence from Congress on plight of Hindus. All eyes on Rafah, none on Hindus in Bangladesh. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi and National Law School Bengaluru.
इस बिल में जो भी प्रावधान है, आर्टिकल 25 से लेकर के 30 तक किसी रिलीजियस बॉडी का जो फ्रीडम है उसमें कोई हस्तक्षेप नहीं किया जा रहा है, ना ही संविधान का किसी भी अनुच्छेद का इसमें उल्लंघन किया गया है।
Let's now take you through a special report. This is on the yen and Indian rupee to gauge how the recent fluctuations are likely to fare in the days to come and the impact it has on the economy. Priyanka Das of Republic Business gets you this detailed report.
In news that could fuel recession worries in the US, yet again, the chip maker giant Intel has been sued by its shareholders on grounds that the company engaged in fraudulent measures which led to a steep decline in its market value. Shareholders alleged that Intel's chief executive officer Patrick Gelsinger and the chief financial officer David Zinsner made misleading statements about the company's business and manufacturing capabilities, thereby artificially inflating Intel's stock price from January 25th until August 1st. It was only on August 1st that Intel disclosed that its foundry business, which manufactures chips on contract for other companies, was struggling significantly. The shareholders claim they were caught off guard by this revelation, even as this development sent shockwaves through the market, causing Intel's share price to plummet by 26% to $21.48 on August 2nd, leading to more than $32 billion being wiped out of Intel's market value in a single day. This revelation comes in close heels as Intel announced a major restructuring plan that aimed at saving $10 billion by laying off more than 15% of its workforce and suspending its dividend from the start of the fourth quarter of this year. It will be a wait-and-watch situation to see how the US indices react and how the Intel officials respond to these allegations.
हम इसको प्रेशर नहीं कह सकते, सभी का अपना दिन होता है। वो दिन आज अरशद के लिए लकी था, अरशद गोल्ड जीत पाए। वहाँ 12 देश फाइट कर रहे थे, 12 देशों में एक पाकिस्तान जीता, उनका दिन बढ़िया था, वो जीते हैं। पहले एथलीट है नीरज चोपड़ा, 2 मेडल जीते लगातार बैक टू बैक, किस तरह से देख रहे हैं? इस ओलंपिक में पहला सिल्वर मेडल है। जी बिल्कुल, दूसरे ओलंपिक में भी हम मेडल जीत पाए हैं जेवलिन में, ये हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी की बात है। लगातार हम लोग मतलब दूसरे देशों को फाइट दे रहे हैं, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है। प्रेशर में दिख रहे थे, फाउल भी हुए, लेकिन इस बार कंपटीशन काफी हार्ड लगा। जी बिल्कुल, सभी एथलीट वहाँ पूरी तैयारी के साथ गए थे और प्रेशर का तो मेरे को लगता है जो ग्रोइंग इंजरी थी वो उसके ऊपर थोड़ी बहुत आ भी रही है।
सिल्वर भी गोल्ड पर गए हैं जी, कि लोग उसका आ गया, वो भी लच्चा, वो भी मेहनत करके जा रहा था।
कहीं लगता है आपको इस बार दबाव था नीरज के ऊपर, जो आप मतलब इसमें गोल्ड से चूक गए?
नहीं जी, कोई दबाव नहीं था, अपनी मर्जी खेल रहे थे बच्चे।
तो कितना खुश, सिल्वर मेडल आया है?
बड़े खुश हैं जी, हम बड़े खुश हैं जमा।
इतिहास में पहली बार आया कि किसी ने ओलंपिक में लगातार 2 मेडल जीते हैं एक ही खिलाड़ी, तो क्या कहते हैं?
हम तो बहुत खुश हैं, उन्हें जीत लिया वो भी हमारे जाकर था, उन्हें जीत लिया वो भी हमारे जाकर था, हम तो बहुत खुश हैं। बच्चे मेहनत करते जा रहे थे, सभी के बच्चे ऐसे जैसे मारे।
आज हम कहें कि आज नीरज का दिन नहीं था,
वह तो जी हम पहले ही बोल रहे थे, लेकिन खिलाड़ी का दिन होता है बच्चे का। पहली बार उसने थोड़ा अच्छी कर दी थी और रह गया था, आज उसने कर दी तो बच्चे का दिन होता है जी।
बड़े भावुक हो रहे हैं, कारण क्या वो?
चलो ये तो बच्चे की नहीं, चलो वो भी मेहनत कर रहा था, और भी सारे मेहनत करके उन्हें देखो बेचारे में क्या ओलंपिक में एक भी नहीं मेडल ले पा रहे, उनका भी बड़ा दुख है, मेहनत करके मैं भी जा रहे।
सिल्वर मेडल है, कितना खुश हो आप?
नहीं जी, हम तो बहुत खुश हैं, हमने तो सिल्वर भी गोल्ड वर्ग लग रहा है, गोल्ड उसका आ गया, वो भी मारे लड़का जी, मेहनत करके सब जा रहे।
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September.
Hindu cries for help from Bangladesh. Radio silence from Congress on plight of Hindus. All eyes on Rafah, none on Hindus in Bangladesh, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Neeraj Chopra etched his name in the history books once again, becoming only the second Indian male athlete to secure 2 Olympic medals. Competing in the men's javelin throw final, Neeraj delivered an impressive 89.45 throw to claim the silver medal. Let's take you through the reactions really coming in, and of course what the family members had to say about Mr. Consistent.
सर कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
जी हमारे पूरे देश के लिए खुशी के पल हैं कि हम सिल्वर जीत पाए हैं और हमें बड़ी खुशी है कि हम उस पल के साक्षी हैं कि 2 बार नीरज ओलंपिक में अपने सिंगल मैन का जो मतलब इवेंट होता है उसमें मेडल जीत पाया। हमें बड़ी खुशी है।
और इसके आगे कैसे जश्न मनाएंगे आप?
जी बिल्कुल, जश्न जैसे सभी यहाँ पे गांव वाले खड़े हैं या रिश्तेदार आए हुए हैं वैसे ही अपना जश्न मनाएंगे, सभी लोग सेलिब्रेट करेंगे।
Of Neeraj Chopra. This is Neeraj Chopra's mother while she is her chachi. माता जी, आज कैसा लग रहा है आपके बेटे ने फिर से सिल्वर मेडल जीता है?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है जी, माँ बहुत खुशी हो रही, इतनी मेहनत कर रखे थे बच्चा ना।
कैसा लग रहा है? आप आगे और क्या देखना चाहते हैं? आप बेटे को क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
बेटे को बहुत खुशी दे दी और बेटे ने क्या बोला इस तक इस तक फालतू खुशी छोड़िए नहीं।
चाची आपको कैसा लग रहा है?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है जी, हम बहुत खुश हैं आज। वैसे हमें गोल्ड की उम्मीद थी, सिल्वर आया, बहुत बड़ी बात है जी।
हमने ये भी गोल्ड वर्गा है,
ये भी गोल्ड वर्गा है, मेडल ही हुआ जी।
मजों से बचा रही थी, इतने दोनों मेहनत करने लग रहे हैं, बेचारे सिल्वर मेडल कुछ भी नहीं आया उनके पास, गोल्ड किसा आया। वहाँ भी देखो बेचारे इतने दोनों मेहनत कर रहे थे।
अभी जब वो लौटेंगे तब आप कैसे वेलकम करेंगे उनका, क्या प्लान है?
अच्छे से करेंगे जी, सारा परिवार और सारा गांव देश बटड़ा होकर ना और अच्छी तरह करेंगे जी।
So we can clearly see that the family is in fact celebrating, though he had to settle for a silver medal, but they are equally ecstatic and they are going to welcome him with full joy.
The Indian men's hockey team, under the leadership of Harmanpreet Singh, on 8th of August scripted history by winning the bronze medal in the Paris Olympics. This is India's second consecutive bronze medal in the Olympics and 13th overall in hockey. Let's listen in to that interaction that my colleague Ashwin had with Srije's family in Kochi.
Suesha, let the name resound one more time. P.R. Srijesh, the full name, Para to Ravindran Srijesh, who has scripted history from a hamlet in Kirakkambalam in Kerala, where there's hardly just one international turf for hockey. A champion has been born, and today I'm joined by the family of this champion. I'm standing at the very house. You can just see the medals that this man has won for the country. Around 329 international games he has played in his lifetime, and he has scripted history. He has become a champion while he sat on the goal post, and the entire team, including the captain, carrying him on the shoulder. It was a moment for this family, and you can see the family members are also here joining. His father Ravindran, his mother Usha.
Silver medal. The person who's already reached the final, silver medal to her, the one who loses, and her as well. Can we have 2 silver medals in one weight category is my question.
No. If you ask in such a general way, but allow me to comment on this individual case. the regulations of the International Federation have to be followed. And the International Federation, United World Wrestling, was taking this decision. And there, I must say, I have a certain understanding for the wrestler. It has clearly a human touch, but looking at the federation or everybody who has to take such a decision, then when and where do you make the cut? Do you say with 100 grams we give it, but with 102 we don't give it anymore? What do you do then in sports where you have differences of 1,000th of a second? Do you then also apply such deliberations? Now it's in CAS. We will at the end follow the CAS decision, but again, the International Federation, they have to apply their and interpret their rules, so this is their responsibility.
Thanks. 3 last questions, then we're going to have Rob Harris at the back there, then we're going to go to Tracy Holmes, and we're going to finish with Mark Von Tuyek.
Hi, Rob Harris from Sky News. Just want to follow up on the other. You were asked about future bidders, particularly Qatar, Saudi, maybe even India. Given the financial pressures, say, of Brisbane, is it better for the IOC just to take the highest financial offer for a future Games awarding rather than a bidding process? And just more broadly, could I clarify, did you get a complaint at all from the Vatican over the opening ceremony? And are you concerned the fact that the Olympics, while there's been great sport, is often appropriated for geopolitical, gender, identity, and other sort of bigger battles in society?
With regard to the first question, no.
Parliament disrupted. Opposition walks out. Thankar goes all guns blazing. Vice President lambasts inflammatory narratives. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
Delayed, certainly. I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, with, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water, food, air. Station is a very well-supplied place these days. They're kind of stuck because their ride isn't fully approved for return.
Liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
Now approximately 90 meters away from the International Space Station. And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of Starliner.
Ignition. And liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
And we are coming up on 30 meters from the International Space Station, getting a beautiful view now of the star.
Delayed, certainly. You know, I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, you know, with, you know, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water, food, air. Station is a very well supplied place these days. They're kind of stuck because their ride isn't fully approved for return. Whatever happens with the Starliner, they need to find out what the problem was and fix it, and give everybody confidence that they are still in the aerospace business in a major way.
Approximately 90 meters away from the International Space Station.
Cries for help from Bangladesh. Radio silence from Congress on plight of Hindus. All eyes on Rafah, none on Hindus in Bangladesh. Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Rahul Gandhi and Asaduddin Owaisi have formed a partnership and decided to become the advocates of the biggest Muslim landowners and the richest land controllers in India. And the building political controversy is over the Waqf Amendment Act 2024, which has been brought in by the Narendra Modi government in Parliament. Attempts have been made already by the Congress and the Owaisi party, the MIM and the Samajwadi party to call this bill anti-Muslim. Very rich and very influential Muslims have, through some 30 Waqf boards across India, taken over 9 lakh acres of land and property across the country. What the Modi government has done is to ensure that there is at least some accountability. Rahul Gandhi and Owaisi say no, because their allegiance is to the richest Muslims. So if anyone wants to do a Shaheen Bagh on this, send them this video and let them realize what the real facts are.
Parliament disrupted, opposition walks out. Dhankar goes all guns blazing. Vice President lambasts inflammatory narratives. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
This week on Get Me Right, who deposed Sheikh Hasina in Dhaka? Did the United States, Pakistan, China and the Islamic radicals come together? Or was it Sheikh Hasina's own doing? Also, 5 years after that momentous decision to abrogate Article 370, how is our Kashmir doing? Watch your favorite deep dive show, Get Me Right, this weekend with me, Abhishek Kapoor.
Rahul Gandhi and Asaduddin Owaisi have formed a partnership and decided to become the advocates of the biggest Muslim landowners and the richest land controllers in India. And the building political controversy is over the Waqf Amendment Act 2024, which has been brought in by the Narendra Modi government in Parliament. Attempts have been made already by the Congress and the Owaisi party, the MIM and the Samajwadi party to call this bill anti-Muslim. Very rich and very influential Muslims have, through some 30 Waqf boards across India taken over 9 lakh acres of land and property across the country. What the Modi government has done is to ensure that there is at least some accountability. Rahul Gandhi and Owaisi say no, because their allegiance is to the richest Muslims. So if anyone wants to do a Shaheen Bagh on this, send them this video and let them realize what the real facts are.
Blending the human side of mobile tech with reliable journalism at Asia's largest news headquarters. HMD Smartphones and Republic, partnering to prioritize innovation.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Missing and nowhere to be found tonight, playing hide and seek with the entire country, is the Minorities in Danger Brigade. Have you seen them? Have you heard one word from them? The Minorities in Danger Brigade in India is totally quiet, as women are picked up and dumped into vehicles, kidnapped Hamas style in Bangladesh. This Minorities in Danger Brigade, they are all hypocrites. 70% of Bangladesh has seen targeted Hindu killings. Especially Hindu homes have been attacked, Hindu temples have been attacked, Hindu-owned business has been attacked. And there is not a word from this Minorities in Danger Brigade because they are hypocrites. Hundreds and thousands of young people have reached the border. They are mostly Hindus and Awami League supporters. All they want to do is to save their lives, as these Islamist Jamaat-e-Islami groups run riot in Bangladesh. An ISKCON Krishna temple has been set ablaze, and overall Hindus have never felt as threatened in Bangladesh as they are now. And ladies and gentlemen, not a word from Mamata Banerjee or Rahul Gandhi or Asaduddin Owaisi. Why? Are Hindus not victims? Are Hindus not being hounded? Why does Mamata Banerjee not say that she will open homes and borders and give Bangladeshi Hindus ashray or a safe place to stay? Why? Do Bangladeshi Hindus not have human rights? Do only Rohingya Muslims have human rights? Are Bangladeshi Hindus invisible for the Congress party? Why do these parties whose hearts bleed for Rohingya Muslims, why are they so dispassionate and unfeeling and blasé when it comes to Bangladeshi? Ladies and gentlemen, where is this Minorities in Danger Brigade now? Where are the Shabana Azmis? Where are the Swara Bhaskars? Where are these wokes now? Where are they, ladies and gentlemen? And that is debate number 1 tonight. Because somehow I believe that the people who are so loud on Gaza are mum on Bangladeshi Hindus. They speak on Rohingya Muslims, but they don't seem to feel the same for Bangladeshi Hindus. Debate number 2 tonight. an unstructured approach of the opposition. They have a strategy of din and dart, and their strategy is to have a walkout today, but frankly, they don't know why they are walking out anymore. Debate 2, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on the Debate Tonight.
Voters Said Day, 9th August 1942. Call of Mahatma Gandhi, quit India. This house paid tribute to the martyrs. They are quitting Parliament. They are quitting their duty. They are quitting their oath to Constitution.
First they create ruckus and disruption, and then they stage walkout after walkout. The opposition is back with the same old template to disrupt the proceedings of the House. On Quit India anniversary, India in Parliament resorts to quit Parliament movement over a non-serious issue. How is it okay if Rahul Gandhi puts up a Shiv poster in Parliament and not okay if a BJP MP compares Mallikarjun Kharge?
Now there's an utter silence on the issue of the Hindus being attacked in Bangladesh. Why so? Not a single word from the side of opposition.
That is not the central issue. The leaders will be definitely speaking on it. Right now, the central issue पर आप जरा थोड़ा नजर दीजिए.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition was vocal on Gaza. Their social media was all about all eyes on Rafah. But today, when Hindus are being targeted in Bangladesh, when their houses are being burnt, when their temples are being attacked, when they are being chased away, there is a deafening silence from the India Alliance. Trinamool Congress says Hindus being targeted in Bangladesh is not an important issue for them. After 17 months, former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, the prime accused in the Irked scam, walks out of Tihar jail. He's out on bail, but he's not come out clean as yet. He's been asked to submit his passport. The BJP says that the celebration will not last long, but the Aam Aadmi Party is confident that after Sisodia, it is Kejriwal who will walk out free next. Nation stands with Vinesh Phogat as she files an appeal against her disqualification, demanding that she be awarded a joint silver medal after being forced out for being 100 grams overweight. Top legal luminary Harish Salve has been asked by the government to represent her case. Harish Salve will be appearing before a sole arbitrator. The plea has been referred to a sole arbitrator who is expected to issue a decision before the end of the Olympics. And ladies and gentlemen, the Congress party, which had made huge tweets for the plight of refugees in Gaza from over 4,000 kilometers away, have refused to hear the cries or make a similar loud cry for Bangladeshi Hindus who are being persecuted in Dhaka and across Bangladesh. Let me make a few points tonight, viewers. Let's not be in any denial about it. Bangladeshi Hindus are being targeted. There are some people who are saying, why is Republic talking about it? In fact, I'm shocked that there is one retiring anchor who says that there should be legal cases on Republic for saying that Bangladeshi Hindus are being targeted. The person is so ignorant that he doesn't realize that his own channel is reporting on how Bangladeshi Hindus are being targeted. It's a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, the point is, it is unbelievable. The same people who go on hunger fast for Rohingya Muslims will not say one word for Bangladeshi Hindus. Why on earth? Why? Let's debate.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष ने हिंदुओं की वहां पर सुरक्षा की कोई बातचीत नहीं की, अल्पसंख्यकों की सुरक्षा की बात भी नहीं कर सके। गाजा को लेके आपने बड़ी बड़ी बातें की।
The opposition-led ecosystem has turned a blind eye to the atrocities against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. The Prime Minister, in his message to Muhammad Yunus on social media platform X, called for protection of Hindus and other minorities in Bangladesh. The BJP has questioned the Congress party's silence and doublespeak.
और सभी राजनीतिक दलों ने एक स्वर में बात भी कही कि वहां पर जो अपने लोग हैं उनकी भी चिंता की जाए। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी ट्वीट करके जो इंटरिम गवर्नमेंट के प्रधानमंत्री हैं उनको बधाई भी दी, लेकिन ये भी कहा कि हमारे जो वहाँ पर हिंदू और अल्पसंख्यक हैं उनकी शांति, सुरक्षा और विकास सबको सुनिश्चित किया जाए। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य ये है सर कि नेता प्रतिपक्ष और कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष ने ट्वीट जब किया या उनको बधाई जब दी तो हिंदुओं की वहां पर सुरक्षा की कोई बातचीत नहीं की, ना ही उसका उल्लेख किया।
Why is this opposition trying to foment fear? And why are they trying to misinform and mislead the Muslim community? And why is this India alliance trying to play the politics of political appeasement? And whose side are they on? Whose interests are they protecting?
Shockingly, Indie leaders have been citing the Bangladesh unrest to make the bizarre argument that Muslim minorities in India are in danger. Whereas the Trinamool Congress has brushed aside entirely the persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh.
We have all walked out for the prestige of Parliament. We have all walked out. I'm sure that once more data comes in about our neighboring country, there will be a coordinated response. But right now, our main worry is that the way the opposition is being treated in the House by the chair, by the ruling party is not parliamentary.
Here is how the Congress is justifying its silence.
You know, it is being said that the Congress is utter silent on the minorities being attacked in Bangladesh. What do you have to respond to?
We are not silent. We are being responsible. Because we do not want to provoke a situation. Our primary concern is the minorities living in Bangladesh. We've always had excellent bilaterals and there was no need for concern for so many days. At this point we are confident that the new president, Mr. Mohammad Yunus, will take control of the situation immediately.
Shiv Sena UBT faction shockingly said that there are two sides to the story of attacks on Hindu minorities.
Why we should be silent? When we say that such incidences are happening, the India should be united. The very reason is that issue of what is happening in Bangladesh, where minorities are being attacked. He himself has said it in the all-party meeting. The minorities are being targeted. But then the reality is not coming into picture, because there are some people who are announcing from the mosque also to saying that the minorities are to be protected, the temples are that there are two sides of the coin.
However, the leaders who have been at the forefront of jeering at foreign voices raising concerns about the protection of minorities in India.
You can see what's being done to the Dalit community, or you can see what's being done to the tribal community. You can see what's being done to the minorities. It's not that the Congress is saying it and objectively it's not being seen. There are articles all across in the foreign press all the time that there is a serious problem with Indian democracy.
Have refused to comment on the state of Hindus in Bangladesh. From open arms for infiltrators.
আমি বাংলাদেশ নিয়ে কোনো কথা বলতে পারি না, কারণ ওটা একটা আলাদা দেশ। যা বলার ইন্ডিয়া গভর্নমেন্ট বলবে, আমি বলতে পারি না। কিন্তু আমি এটুকু বলতে পারি, অসহায় মানুষ যদি বাংলায় দরজা খটখটানি করে, আমরা তাদের আশ্রয় নিশ্চয়ই দেব।
To vehement opposition of the CAA.
CAA नहीं होगा।
The opposition's compulsion of vote bank politics has time and again exposed the duplicitous stance. The question remains, why eyes on Rafah and why no eyes on Dhaka?
With Republic tonight, everybody says, and join the hashtag tonight, Save Bangladeshi Hindus. I request us in India, we have to raise the chorus for saving Bangladeshi Hindus, and we must take this extremely seriously, because we have seen a number of videos. I'd like to start with Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry. We've seen a number of videos which are very worrying. I don't know how much one can sanitize, how much one cannot. But I have seen pictures and videos in which women in villages, we are told Hindu women, we are told Awami League supporters are being picked up. Can I go back to the discussion, please? Are being picked up and they are being put into vehicles by 6-7 men in this Hamas-style operations. The women are being kidnapped in front of their own family members and taken away, God knows for what. Now we have seen pictures, Salahuddin Chaudhry, of temples being attacked. I don't know what the media situation is there in Bangladesh right now, but can you tell us what is happening on the ground with the Hindu community in Bangladesh and then with Awami League supporters?
Thank you very much. Before I reply to your question, I just want to keep an information on record. A few weeks ago, Congress leader Mr. Rahul Gandhi, he visited London and he had a secret meeting with Tariq Rahman, the acting chairperson of Bangladesh Nationalist Party. And he gave green signal to this, what is happening in Bangladesh now, Taliban takeover of Bangladesh. Now, Hindus are being persecuted. There is continuous cruelty. I cannot call it, maybe I cannot call it a Holocaust, but it is almost a Holocaust. And local media, they are absolutely silent. When the chief advisor to the interim government, Mohammed Yunus, is saying there is a freedom of expression, actually this is a freedom of repression. No media is covering Hindus as if Hindus are nothing. Let Hindus be killed, let Hindus be brutalized, let Hindu girls and women being raped. Dangerous situation. Every night, even yesterday night, there have been armed robbery targeting Hindu houses in Dhaka cities, areas where there are majority of Muslim Hindus. Hindu shops were gutted and looted. Dangerous situation. And no media is talking about it, as if nothing is happening. And there is a culture of denial. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party is saying that whatever is happening with the Hindus, it has nothing to do with the Islamists. They say it's an act of the past ruling party. What will happen? Hindus are crying and there is no one is talking about them. No one. Even some Hindu leader, Govinda Chandra Pramanik, the so-called Hindu leader, he has blamed Republic TV. And he said nothing is happening to Hindus because he has been purchased with money. And this Govinda Chandra Pramanik, he was there demanding the citizenship of Ghulam Azam, Jamaat Islami leaders, Ghulam Azam, several decades ago.
I just went to this is what you've said is something very significant. Sorry, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary, I'm getting reactions already to what you just started by saying. Ratan Sharda, please note the very important point he raised out there.
And this Govinda Chandra Pramanik, he has been claiming himself of Indian political parties, and now he is defending the Islamists.
No, this is
very unfortunate.
No, what we are hearing, one minute, Ratan Sharda, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary is the editor of The Blitz. Sometimes he is controversial, but he's a very respected and vocal voice in Bangladesh journalism. He has started the program Tuhin Sinha by saying that according to his information, Jamaat-e-Islami supported BNP's Tariq Rahman met Rahul Gandhi about a month back in London. Now, I'm sorry, but you'll have this such a big allegation.
Well, he's probably right.
Arnab, no, but this is a big allegation,
Arnab,
Mr. Chaudhary.
Shoaib has been talking very openly.
I am not bringing allegation. I'm saying it's based on information. And I stand on my information. Let Rahul Gandhi deny that he did not meet.
Arnab,
Shoaib is very
courageous person. Very courageous journalist. He has been talking about
don't say
BNP
anything
takeover.
out of information.
Shoaib has been talking about BNK's plans of disrupting democracy there for more than a year. That is since the time I've known him. He's most courageous person. He's not speaking from London like other leaders who have come back from London to enjoy the fruits of power. He's staying in Bangladesh at huge risk. He's been speaking against BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami for over a year or more. So you have to respect his word because he's putting his life where we just talk. So for the person who is making this allegation, I have no reason to disrespect because this rebellion, this violent rebellion was seen by him much many months back. He had talked about efforts to throw Sheikh Hasina out of Bangladesh long back. Somehow, world did not take notice. We refused to take notice, and today we are normalizing this violence against the people. How this opposition is covering up? They create fake news. They create fake outrage on the way Jaya Bachchan is addressed in the Rajya Sabha. She creates a hocus pocus around that topic, and Rajya Sabha they stage a walkout. Opposition wants respect for themselves, not respect for the minorities in Bangladesh who are being killed, who are being raped, who are being robbed. but they want their respect in Rajya Sabha, saying we will look at it
But this
separately.
allegation is important
Vinesh
because
Phogat.
I would like to
Yes, of
understand
course.
what is this? Is this some,
Because-
again we talk about the
Yeah, it
American deep state.
See this mindset.
No,
This
we're
mindset
talking
is
about the
different.
American deep state. BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami, radical
Arnab, you
Islamist
talked
groups
about
are
it in the
together.
first debate itself, you remember? You talked about it much earlier when this whole thing started. You talked about the role of America. You talked about role
I
of
think
China. And these people said, why are living both? Can Arnab actually do what government will do or the intelligence agencies will do? We blame foreign powers clearly. When we stick at this sides, we have seen the young boys, so-called students, carrying bras and ducks from the Prime Minister's house, a 76-year-old lady.
No,
the way
one
they
minute,
have
we are getting
behaved there.
distracted. Ratan Chadha, please wait. I remain focused on the main issue tonight, which is the big allegation of Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry that Rahul Gandhi of the Congress party had a secret meeting with Tariq Rahman of the BNP.
Yes, Arnab.
But the question would be that how can Rahul Gandhi, who is not in power, greenlight an operation against Sheikh
Chinese
Hasina in
Communist Party,
Bangladesh?
same thing. I
Salahuddin
will tell
Chaudhry, can
you.
you explain more on this? Like, what
Yes.
more information do you have?
Because Rahul Gandhi understood that Sheikh Hasina was having extreme friendly relations with Bharatiya Janata Party and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And he was trying to oust that government and have his own allied government in Bangladesh. And that's what we are seeing now. And I can assure you and I can guarantee you on record that again I'm saying Rahul Gandhi met Tariq Rahman in London. And he is a part of the CIA and ISI conspiracy of destabilizing Bangladesh and turning this country into a neo-Taliban state. And that's why Congress is silent on the persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh.
Well, in that case, I think Congress party will have to clarify whether this meeting happened.
I can guarantee you. This meeting took place. And I'm saying it based on very credible.
No, but what you're saying is a very sensational charge that behind the scenes, Rahul Gandhi, you are saying on some kind of an encouragement of the American deep state, meets a Jamaat-e-Islami supported BNP leader Tariq Rahman in London.
And can I tell you why? Can I explain to you why he nodded? Because he knew this takes place in Bangladesh. Now these Islamists are claiming that West Bengal and Seven Sisters must become a part of Bangladesh. Release the new map. So Rahul Gandhi knew that once it happens in Bangladesh, India will be destabilized. Narendra Modi will be in trouble. That's why he has done this.
This is a very sensitive. I want Tuhin Sinha to respond to this, please. Tuhin, the question is, question of intention comes
Arnab,
later.
First of all,
the first question is, did such a meeting happen? Should Congress party accept or deny that a meeting with Tariq Rahman of the BNP happened quietly behind the scenes secretly in London? Let's restrict ourselves to that. Viewers, if you're watching tonight, some sensational charges. The man on your screen is Salahuddin Chaudhry. Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry is his name. He's the editor of the Blitz. I must say he's very courageous being sitting there in Dhaka and making these straightforward claims tonight.
Absolutely.
Tuhin, I think I'm restricting on the point that he made here. Did this meeting happen? Why would Rahul Gandhi meet Tariq Rahman of the BNP in London?
Arnab, my compliments to Mr. Chaudhry for his courage in exposing Rahul Gandhi, and I will tell you why I am inclined to believe him. Because yesterday something equally shady has happened. Rahul Gandhi had a meeting with a certain delegation. That delegation also had a person by the name of Jean Dress, an overtly left-wing economist. Today, Jean Dress was arrested because, they went out of the way in their protests for Palestine cause, and he was protesting with Nadeem Khan of Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. Nadeem Khan is a person who has been advocating a civil war in Bangladesh for a long time. Now, the big question is, at a time when Hindu lives were in danger in Bangladesh, yesterday was Rahul Gandhi tutoring and, being the mentor in how to take the Palestine cause forward? Which, in a way, only corroborates that, these people, some of these opposition parties are enablers to what is happening in Bangladesh. They are enablers to the persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh. And this is why are we surprised? Within 2 days of the Israel-Palestine conflict, we had a CWC resolution, clearly taking a stand for Palestinian people. Can we even expect something of that sort for Hindus in Bangladesh? Time and again, this is a party, the Congress party, has been enabling the persecution of Hindus in Kerala. In Kerala last year, there was a procession which by PFI which openly called for slaughter of Hindus outside the temples. Did any of the Congress Kerala MPs speak? So I think these are very strong charges by Mr. Chaudhary, and I have told you why I'm inclined to believe, because Jean Dresch, the shady economist, seems to be seems to have a lot of the answer to a lot of conundrums on how really the deep state and Rahul Gandhi have been acting.
Well, viewers,
and Arnab bhai, can I say something else? I would like to definitely mention this. When Awami League leaders' houses are being attacked in Dhaka, Dr. Gauhar Rizvi is remain untouched, because Dr. Gauhar Rizvi is the brother-in-law of Sonia Gandhi. And because Rahul Gandhi has joined hands with Tariq Rahman and Islamists in this massacre and what is happening in Bangladesh, that's why Sonia Gandhi's brother-in-law in Dhaka is spared.
So there are many things. Can we come in or not?
No, I think that I think you see, of course you can come in, but before that, Akashdeep, I want to re-emphasize the point tonight. This debate actually, Pularao, has been on Bangladeshi Hindus and the way they are being targeted, and the way that the Congress party, Asaduddin Owaisi, of course I expect, is silent on it. Very, very selective, very, very selective. But a charge that Rahul Gandhi, when he was in London, now we'll have to verify, was he in London last month? I think he was. If you remember, he went away for a few days unexplained. And the charge being, and it's not coming from any person, a very, very senior Bangladesh editor live on Republic says, when he was in London, he met the BNP's Tariq Rahman. Was it a one-to-one contact? Were there any intermediaries in the meeting? What is your information?
And who is Tariq Rahman? Tariq Rahman is convicted in many cases, including one for helping Ulfas with weapons and explosives. He is facing a lifetime imprisonment.
Was this reported by you that Rahul Gandhi met Tariq Rahman in London?
It was not reported, but I have many sources in London, many sources, because I'm a senior journalist. Not only that, I hail from Sylhet district, and there are many Sylhetis in London. I cannot disclose my source, but I can challenge with my source. And if Rahul Gandhi will deny, I will come out with more evidences.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is a very stunning charge. I think Congress party should respond to this. I think that Ramnik, they'll have to respond to this. If this meeting happened, then what was the purpose of the meeting? It's like Rahul Gandhi goes to China, signs an agreement with the Chinese, comes back, goes to London, allegedly meets Jamaat-e-Islami supported BNP boss Tariq Rahman. I don't know whether it is, but they must deny it. They must then come and say that Salahuddin Chaudhary is a liar. But being quiet is not an option now.
Arnab, there is a pattern to this. If you look at how Rahul Gandhi has behaved over years, in February 2008, Rahul Gandhi signs a MOU with the CCP. In 2009, in the month of February, the Jamaat-e-Islami signs an agreement with the CCP. So there is again a pattern to all of this. So, and there is also underlying message that
are both Congress party. 1 minute. This is another sensational information. Are both Congress party and Jamaat-e-Islami signatories in agreements with the Chinese Communist Party?
Yes, it is true. In 2008, August 2008, Rahul Gandhi.
I can only say one thing.
Rahul Gandhi signs an agreement with the CCP. The pictures are for everyone to see.
Let me say
2009.
Let me say one thing.
There are many things have been said, or whenever you allow the other side to speak.
You can check it. Now there is an underlying message. Arnab, please, if I may have my time.
I just have one.
There is the underlying message in all of this.
It's the pro-BJP people are having their time.
India.
No, Akashdeep, this is
Akashdeep. हमें भी बोलने दीजिए कुछ वो झूठ बोलते जाए आप उनको टाइम देते जाए हमें भी बोलने दीजिए
assassinated on 15th of August.
Mr.
The Taliban
Chaudhary,
takes over
Mr.
Afghanistan
Chaudhary,
on 15th of August.
Mr. Salahuddin Chaudhary.
The abrogation of 370 happens on 5th of August.
Mr.
And the takeover of Bangladesh, the overthrowing of Sheikh Hasina's government happens on 5th of August. This is all a message for India. Dates for India are being used as a messaging to India. So,
Mr. Chaudhary, you have made stunning allegations.
Let me tell you this.
Mr. Chaudhary, you have made some stunning allegations.
There were 32%. These are not allegations.
So now,
if you don't read news, if
Mr.
you don't follow
Chaudhary,
news, I'm sorry. I feel
you
sorry.
are saying, no, wait a minute. Mr. Chaudhary, you are saying that Rahul Gandhi wants to break West Bengal and Tamil Nadu from this country,
the liberation of Bangladesh,
and Bharatiya Janata Party central government NIA has no knowledge about it.
If people can ask for from India, if people can ask for
we are in a very, the debate is taken an interesting turn. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Akashdeep, you don't think this charge that he has made is a serious one?
Are you saying that Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi has failed the foreign policy of this country? When he was saying this, that there is some Chaudhary is saying that Rahul Gandhi is going to break West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. Listen to me.
There is a limit to which you can interfere in other countries' affairs. India is not like CIA. We are not like rogue China that topple governments in other countries. We've actually given a safe
Rahul Gandhi is trying to topple the government and
what are you even talking about? Are you crazy?
West Bengal and Tamil Nadu from this country and NIA,
you don't write pro-Af, you write pro-China there.
And Pradhan Mantri
you write pro-Pakistan there. You don't think pro-India in any which case, sir. You need to watch out for your own country's interests.
Are you saying
you know how many Hindus have been killed?
Arnab,
my simple point is, if Muslims in Pakistan and Bangladesh can ask for an Islamic country, why can't 1 crore Hindus in Bangladesh ask for a Hindu from Bangladesh?
Akashdeep, I don't know, first of all, whether there is... I don't know...
What is this really going on?
Akashdeep, I'm only looking at it from the point of view of national interest. And I need to emphasize to everyone tonight that I began the program talking about the attempt to target and the continued targeting of the Hindu community in Bangladesh. Then this Bangladeshi editor comes on my program, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary, and says that Rahul Gandhi mein Tariq Rahmani. Now who is Tariq Rahmani? Tariq Rahmani is the son of Khalida Zia, right? He is about 59 years old or so. And he has been leading the anti-India campaign in Bangladesh. When Khalida Zia came to power, he had one policy: India get out. Now, India out campaign, known India hater, links to Jamaat-e-Islami, allegation he's met Rahul Gandhi secretly in London. Now, look at the context
and
to him.
And he wants to break West Bengal and Tamil Nadu.
No, I'm not going so far. I'm just talking about the meeting.
Focus करिए वो NIA सो रहा है, इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो सो रहा है. अरे पूछिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी के 2-3 लोग बैठे हुए हैं. क्या वो बोलना चाहते हैं चौधरी साहब?
We got crores of them. Let them go back to Bangladesh.
हाँ बोल रहे.
Sure. What is the BJP's view on this allegation? Tuhin, what is the BJP's view on this allegation?
Tuhin ji, do you agree with this Chaudhary?
What is the BJP's view on this allegation?
You know, these are very grave charges. These are very grave charges which will obviously be investigated. Now, the fact is, Arnab, why it is not surprising was that there was a pattern. If you remember, for the last 1.5 years, Rahul Gandhi had been going abroad, whether to UK or to USA, and demonizing India's democratic institutions with a clear malafide intent. So the big question over here is, was the target only Bangladesh? Was the target only Bangladesh, or was it Bangladesh and India? Because on 31st March, please don't bargain on third. I'll just take 10 more seconds. I'll take 10 more seconds. Arnab, on 31st, I'll take 10 more seconds. After that, you continue what you want to say. Arnab, on 31st March, there was a very clear warning from Rahul Gandhi. Agar BJP jeetegi, to desh mein aag lag jayega.
I think this is
now that statement needs to be probed.
I am only saying that, see, the whole debate has taken a different turn. देखिए, Tariq Lari, 1 minute. Tariq Lari. First, I have Ripon Dey also with me. Ripon Dey is live from Dhaka. Ripon, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Shunte Parchen?
Yes. I think I'm also audible.
Yes. Ripon Dey is the International Affairs Secretary of the Bangladesh National Hindu Grand Alliance, Hindu Mahajot. Ripon, I want all the viewers across India on Republic, this is the largest news network in India, to know what is the present situation regarding Hindus and other minority groups, because we have seen some ghastly pictures come out.
Yeah, it's true.
So what is the ground situation?
It's a very, very unfortunate for the Hindu religious minorities in Bangladesh. And everybody know how the crucial scenario in Bangladesh. Minorities in the countrywide, not only in a specific region at this moment. The goons are vandalizing their temples, their homes, kidnapping, and every brutal activities is ongoing countrywide. And people's, as you said and started, the lots of peoples are waiting in the border area for flee from the Bangladesh. So it's a very, very unfortunate for Bangladeshi Hindus at this moment.
And it is still continuing? It is still continuing?
Yes, still continuing.
Is it an organized, and who is behind it? Who is behind it? Which group? Jamaat Islami or which group?
That's the very big questions right now, because we have faced such kind of persecution in every region, during Awami League government, during BNP government, this continuous process. If you see the census of Bangladesh, the population, the Hindus declined drastically. The percentage of Hindus declined in Bangladesh after liberation of 47, all time. And today now, at this moment, while we are talking, maybe some people are waiting in border to flee from country. So it is very crucial time for us. And another unfortunate matter is that today the interim government forms and their ministry distributed. The former Hafazat-e-Islam Naibe Amir got charged for the religious affairs ministry. So those people who already declared that Bangladesh will be the sculpture and statue and idol-free country, and this man got the charge for religious affairs ministry in Bangladesh. So we are very, very afraid, and we don't know what is waiting for us.
Well, this is a very worrying situation indeed. Very worrying situation. Atikur Rahman, isn't it worrying? Tariq Lari? Opposition totally quiet. What happened? Tell me, why you people...
Another issue in the interim government representative, there is no one from minority community.
No Hindu representative.
They declared one name. Yes, they declared one name, but this person didn't went for taking oath, and he replied today, I'm thinking, will I join this team or not? So we have no any representative in the government.
Atikur Rahman first and Tariq Lari before that. Tariq Lari, you're seeing these reports. Two facts come out in the course of my debate tonight. One, an allegation by Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary that Rahul Gandhi met the leader of the anti-India group BNP, who led the India Out campaign in a secret meeting that was, according to him, organized in London. Isn't that a very significant factor, because you are in alliance with Congress party? Should this kind of communication exist outside of the government?
No.
Yes.
अभी तक के जितनी भी डिबेट हुई है उसका जवाब दे रहा हूं मैं. सबको मालूम है कि कैसे हुआ, कि CIA आया, कि ISI आई, कि चाइना की आर्मी ने किया, कि चाइना गवर्नमेंट ने किया, क्या नहीं किया, सबको मालूम है। हर न्यूज़ चैनल को मालूम है, हर बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता को मालूम है, हर बीजेपी के समर्थक को मालूम है। लेकिन किसी को ये नहीं मालूम कि पुलवामा में 300 किलो RDX कहाँ से आया था। भाई मुझे वो भी पता करना है। आप लोग की इंटेलिजेंस बहुत तेज है, ये भी बता दीजिए।
I think this is very unfortunate. आप ऐसे ट्रिवियलाइज कर रहे हैं ना मामले को।
300 किलो RDX कहाँ से आया?
तारिक लारी जी ऐसे ट्रिविलाइज नहीं कर।
Unfortunate that you are talking bullshit over here. This is a bullshit. This is a bullshit that you all are talking.
What
this
is
a bullshit that you all are talking.
Control your language.
एक बंद हुई पत्रिका के एडिटर
Control your language, please.
और उसको कह रहे हैं ये बहुत बड़ी पत्रिका है। या दिस के मैगजीन ये 1980 में बंद हो गई
की पार्टी के लिए नेशनल सिक्योरिटी बुलशिट है।
बहुत बड़ी पत्रिका है।
They are trying to hide it. It is a culture of denial.
Very shameful.
It has taken place, and I can say with guarantee.
नेशन से कहता हूँ
You don't know what we know. You are not a journalist. You are just a politician. We know what we know. And friends, if you know my newspaper, we are that newspaper. We have been warning the people for the last 3 years that Bangladesh will be taken up by the Islamists, and that's what is happening now. And I am repeating again, Tariq Rahman met Rahul Gandhi in London in secret meeting. And Rahul Gandhi gave not to Tariq Rahman for what is happening in Dhaka because he wants to destabilize Bangladesh and then also destabilize India.
300 किलो आज तक पता नहीं है और बात कर रहे हैं कि चाइना और जापान
very unfortunately you are defending a wrong person. You are defending a traitor. Rahul Gandhi is a traitor.
No, 1 minute. The point is, let's not overstate the point. I also want to focus tonight. Atikur Rahman. Thank you. Tariq Lari, you have a lot of worry and concern for Rohingya Muslims. Rohingya Muslims from Myanmar. Why are you not concerned about Bangladeshi Hindus in Bangladesh? Are Hindus in Bangladesh not human? Do Hindus in Bangladesh not have human rights? आवाज क्यों नहीं उठती आपको उनको लेकर?
Everyone is human. Even in India, we are also human. We are also human. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो SC/ST का लिए फैसला दिया आरक्षण का, क्या वो ह्यूमन नहीं है? क्या शंकराचार्य ने जो उस पर बोला है कि आप शूद्र का कोई अधिकार नहीं है सन्यासी बनने का, क्या वो ह्यूमन नहीं है? वो भी ह्यूमन है। पहले हम अपने देश का मैटर देखें, पहले हम अपने देश की भूखमरी दूर करें।
अच्छा, अभी बांग्लादेश की बात नहीं करेंगे, रफा की बात करेंगे, हमास की बात करेंगे, फिलिस्तीन की बात करेंगे, कहेंगे जय फिलिस्तीन पार्लियामेंट में। जो लोग पार्लियामेंट में जय फिलिस्तीन कहते हैं वो कहते हैं बांग्लादेश की बात नहीं करेंगे। क्यों भाई?
चलेगा नहीं।
क्यों भाई?
बीजेपी में
गाजा स्ट्रिप बहुत करीब है क्या हमारे? गाजा स्ट्रिप हमारे बहुत करीब है, क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? बांग्लादेश की बात नहीं करना चाहते तो इनसे ना देखिए दोहरे मापदंड, डबल स्टैंडर्ड।
श्रीलंका में हुआ।
We will not talk about Bangladesh, he says. We'll only talk about Rohingya Muslims.
He has basically
Ruin is on the debate.
Arnab, some very, I have a limited intervention. Arnab, I have a limited intervention. Some very grave charges have been made against the leader of opposition by 2 foreign journalists, by 2 foreign unattached journalists who have nothing to do with India. Now, I think any responsible party, any responsible politician should be alarmed. They should say that these charges should be investigated. But Samajwadi Party, for Samajwadi Party, national security is BS. That's the word he uses. Samajwadi Party के लिए राष्ट्रीय BS है ऐसा शब्द है. These people can never think about the country. There is one similarity between the Samajwadi Party and the Congress Party. Both are fundamentally anti-Hindu party, and both of them today are at the mercy of Rahul Gandhi. Samajwadi Party today is at the mercy of Rahul Gandhi, and therefore they can't take a stand. Very shameful situation. Instead of showing Rahul Gandhi the mirror, Samajwadi Party has basically knelt in front of him. They have no about dignity. They should ask questions to Rahul Gandhi. Instead they are trivializing, instead they are dismissing some grave allegations made by two Bangladeshi journalists. मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ समाजवादी भाई, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, अरे समाजवादी भाई, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, क्या ये बांग्लादेश के जर्नलिस्ट जो हैं, क्या ये बांग्लादेश के जर्नलिस्ट जो हैं, क्या इनका इंटरेस्ट है इंडिया में? ये अगर आगाह कर रहे हैं हमारे देश को, तो उनको गंभीरता से लीजिए। इस देश में शत्रु, इंटरनल एनिमीज का कोई स्थान नहीं है।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आदेश दिया है।
अरे कहाँ पार्टीज की बात कर रहे हैं? आज की बात करिए, मैंने कल की बात की जो मीटिंग हुई है जीन ड्रेस के साथ, उसकी बात करिए, उसकी बात करिए। क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Arnab, the least that I expect from a Samajwadi party.
On the debate, viewers, I want Atikur Rahman. Why no word? Why the silence on Bangladeshi Hindus?
2000 में अभी तक क्या करा?
Why the silence on Bangladeshi Hindus?
Show some respect to them.
Arnab, I think we are being a bit irresponsible with our rhetorics. What is at the cornerstone right now is the good relations between Bangladesh and India.
I am talking about the attacks on Hindus. How does that affect good relations?
And
if I speak for Hindus in Bangladesh, if I speak for Hindus in Bangladesh, am I spoiling good relations with Bangladesh? Should I be blind?
And he has threatened to move out of the government if the Hindu minorities are unsaved. If they are attacked.
Who? Mohammed Yunus? He is a military plant, a CIA puppet.
Won't you accept it? Won't you appreciate this fact?
Whose fact?
Now here is the difference. The right is possible that if you do not correct yourself, if you attack the minority, has no guts to say that
I am losing the audio there. Viewers, the debate here took a completely different turn. I thought this would be a debate on the situation regarding Hindus. Some allegations have been made. The gentleman making the allegations is a responsible journalist. He is responsible for the allegations, not me, because he has the information, not me. But at the same time, there needs to be a response. If Rahul Gandhi did not meet Tariq Rahmani, who has led the India Out campaign, then Ratan Tata, he should say, I did not meet and deny it. We'll carry that too.
This may explain the silence of Rahul Gandhi and all the
something
opposition.
Very strange.
Because they want something different.
Some groups in London.
And this silence and this attitude to somehow normalize this violence against Hindus.
No, it's very worrying. It's very worrying. I'm sure Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary will get a lot of reactions after this.
Bengal, don't provoke.
Anyway, we have a...
Don't provoke. That is not the language.
I have a bit of breaking news coming in that we've been told that
Rafah is in Kashmir.
Yeah,
Samajwadi Party talks about Rafah because it is part of Kashmir.
It's
and
terrible.
It will not talk about Bangladesh because these people don't belong to our country.
I've been told that there's been a cabinet briefing. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why this cabinet briefing is happening at 9:30, but INB Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has called for a cabinet briefing at 9:30 p.m. and I'm taking a break at this point. When I'm back, something strange is going on, viewers, and I request all the West and all the intelligence agencies who are getting overexcited, why don't you all just chill? Let Bharat run the affairs of Bharat. Stay out, foreign intelligences. We'll run our own country. I'll be back with a big political debate in a few minutes.
For a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
हम इसको प्रेशर नहीं कह सकते, सभी का अपना दिन होता है। वो दिन आज अरशद के लिए लकी था, अरशद गोल्ड जीत पाए। वहाँ 12 देश फाइट कर रहे थे, 12 देशों में एक पाकिस्तान जीता, उनका दिन बढ़िया था, वो जीते हैं।
पहले एथलीट है नीरज जो 2 मेडल जीते लगातार बैक टू बैक, किस तरह से देख रहे हैं? इस ओलंपिक में पहला सिल्वर मेडल है।
जी बिल्कुल, दूसरे ओलंपिक में भी हम मेडल जीत पाए हैं जेवलिन में, ये हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी की बात है। लगातार हम लोग मतलब दूसरे देशों को फाइट दे रहे हैं, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है।
प्रेशर में दिख रहे थे, फाउल भी हुए, लेकिन इस बार कंपटीशन काफी हार्ड लगा।
जी बिल्कुल, सभी एथलीट वहाँ पूरी तैयारी के साथ गए थे और प्रेशर का तो मेरे को लगता है जो ग्रोइंग इंजरी थी वो उसके ऊपर थोड़ी बहुत आ भी रही है।
सिल्वर भी गोल्ड पर का है जी, लोग उसका आ गया, वो भी बच्चा वो भी मेहनत करके जा रहा था।
कहीं लगता है आपको इस बार दबाव था नीरज के ऊपर जो आप मतलब इसमें गोल्ड से चूक गई?
नहीं जी, कोई दबाव नहीं था, अपनी मर्जी खेल रहे थे बच्चे।
तो कितना खुश, सिल्वर मेडल आया है?
बड़े खुश हैं जी, हम बड़े खुश हैं जमा।
इतिहास में पहली बार आया कि किसी ने ओलंपिक में लगातार 2 मेडल जीते हैं एक ही खिलाड़ी। क्या कहते?
हम तो बहुत खुश हैं, उन्हें जीत लिया वो भी हमारे जब कथा, उन्हें जीत लिया वो भी हमारे जब कथा, हम तो बहुत खुश हैं। बच्चे मेहनत करके जा रहे थे, सभी के बच्चे ऐसे जैसे मारे।
आज हम कहेंगे आज नीरज का दिन नहीं था
वह तो जी हम पहले ही बोल रहे थे, लेकिन खिलाड़ी का दिन होता है बच्चे का। पहली बार उसने थोड़ा अच्छी कर दी थी और रह गया था, आज उसने कर दी तो बच्चे का दिन होता है जी।
बड़े भावुक हो रहे हैं, कारण क्या वो?
चलो ये तो बच्चे की नहीं हो, चलो वो भी मेहनत कर रहा था, और भी सारे मेहनत करके उन्हें देखो बेचारे, मैं कहते हैं ओलंपिक में एक भी नहीं मेडल ले पा रहे, उनका भी बड़ा दुख है, मेहनत करके मैं भी जा रहे थे।
सिल्वर मेडल है
नहीं जी, हम तो बहुत खुश है, हमने तो सिल्वर भी गोल्ड वर्गा लग रहा, गोल्ड उसका आ गया वो भी मारे लड़का जी, मेहनत करके सब जा रहे।
Delayed, certainly. You know, I mean, stranded sounds like you're in a lifeboat in the middle of the Pacific, you know, with, 2 ounces of water and no food. They've got water.
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those 3 dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates.
Well, I'm glad that he's finally agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm looking forward to it, and hope he shows up. I am happy to have that conversation about an additional debate for after September 10th, for sure.
With all of that being said, I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those 3 dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates.
finally agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm looking forward to it and hope he shows up.
Powerful. They're very powerful countries, and we don't know what we're doing. We have leadership that has no clue how to handle them or how to handle any other situation. We have a lot of bad things coming up. You could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating thing. Took many years, took decades to recover from it. And we're very close to that, and we're very close to a world war. In my opinion, we're very close to a world war. We have people that don't know how to handle it. They're not respected. All over the world, they're laughed at. And we can't have that.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Good evening and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, now time for the nation's sharpest opinion. I heard a totally bizarre report this afternoon. I still can't believe it. I was told that the entire opposition has come together to